Shot pop out? Maybe.
We look over at Cell and he's got like, I don't know, looks like an
Don't need to show that off yet. I need to double check a couple of things. Yeah, there we go. My channel. No, that's not it. I literally just need this. Pop out chat. There we go. I can mute that tab. It has been forever since I've had to do something like this, so I am unfamiliar with this. But, all that aside, time for an introduction. Hello everybody, and welcome back. It's been, gosh, has it been like 5 years since I've done a live stream? It's been like 5 or 6 years since I've done a live stream. It's been about 4 or 5 years since I've done anything on YouTube, so this is a first time in a while for a lot of things. In case anyone is unfamiliar with the name change, I used to go by just MindSight for this channel. I changed it to N-SightMSG because it's easier for people to remember N-Sight than it is 3 words. In any case, I finally have streaming equipment again, and I'm finally ready to roll. In any case, I feel like now is as good a time as any to talk about what we're going to be doing today. So today, we're going to be going through Pokemon Violet, or at least starting a playthrough for it. And it's not that big of a deal, but this is going to be a challenge run. Can I beat Pokemon Violet with only the Chimchar line? And I'll go more into detail on the rules once we actually set up the challenge, but for right now, I've customized my character how I want it. Let's get started. I wanted to actually, like, get the customization of the character out of the way so we're not sitting there, like, for the whole thing. Whenever you see now saving on the screen... Oh. You can disable autosave in the options menu. We will be doing that. We will be doing that. Uva Academy. Leading the way into the future while valuing our individuality. I forgot how much text is at the beginning of this. It is time for you too to dive into the world of Pokemon. I will likely have a co-com on in a little bit. Director Clavel, head of Uva Academy. Paldea is sprawling region bursting with lush nature and magnificent landscapes. It is also, of course, home to the mysterious creatures known to us as Pokemon. They reside here in great numbers, in fact. I did not realize this was him, so that's the voice we're going with. Pokemon can be found living all over, in the seas, in the skies, even in our cities and towns. We humans coexist with Pokemon, as we both help one another to live and thrive. Uva Academy is here to help you learn even more about these precious partners. Within our halls, people from all regions gather to study together. And as Pokemon trainers, they have their Pokemon do battle, going alongside them. While our robust curriculum and of coursework helps our students draw forth their fullest potential. Nimona, don't even pretend that you didn't win that immediately with like a 6-0. It is within these halls we will find your friends, your Pokemon, and your true self. We, the faculty and staff at ONLY Academy, can't wait to welcome you with open arms. Oh my gosh. It's still that way. Oh gosh. For those of you who are unaware, there is a single frame before that thing fully fades to black where every character in that shot is T-posing. You can get a single frame of it before it's completely black. I did not realize it was still that way. Huh? Out of gas. Yes, Data, I am. Great to have you join us. Find this rather interesting, the whole excursion that we're going to be going through. For right now... Lighted Carm, just a heads up. If that's a promotion, I can't exactly do that. Sorry about that, dude. Data, just to answer a question that you might have in your brain, I'll probably get a COCOM in just a little bit, but I wanted to get through the starter selection real quick, just to kind of speed this along before we get to the actual challenge part. Oh, there we go. What is up with that part? Matcha! Adorable. Matcha! Oh, hi, Mom. I love how picking the character, like, setting it up automatically, does not set up your mom to reflect the same way. It just sets it, like, on that original portrait, it just says, like, 4. Hey! Good to see somebody new! Oh gosh, is it Ilvar Night Singer? Great to have you here! Already in your uniform and everything. Well, it is your first day at your new school, after all. I'm so excited for you. Still, you might want to cool your energies before you go racing out the door. School contacted me and said... Wow, somebody just followed, didn't they? I don't have that. I don't have that set on my side to actually, like, play, but thank you for the follow. Night Singer. Oh. Ah, okay. That makes sense who that is. Their words, not mine. Apparently there's something very important for your first day that still hasn't arrived. Yeah, there's 2 things, I think. Did you get the door? Sure. I'll get it, Mom. Shimmy. Oh, come on. I was gonna grab the substitute flush. You are Master N-Sight, yes? On behalf of the Academy, I must apologize for the late arrival of your enrollment documents. Ah, and also for my delay in introducing myself. I am the director of ONLY Academy. You might call me Mr. Klawf. In Scarlet, it's called Naranja Academy, and that's the only text change between the two on that front. The director? You came in person to help my son with his first day? Well, I am responsible for the entire academy, including any failures on its part. So here at last are the enrollment documents that should have already been delivered to you. Why are they in, like, a shopping bag? I didn't even realize it was in a shopping bag until my second monitor had it up. Why don't you head back up to your room and... Oh, that's Mom. You'll need your bag as well as your hat. Okay. Well, they're on the end of the bed, so that's not too hard to grab. Obviously, for challenge runs like the one I'm going to do, there are no changes to the intro. But in order for a challenge run to be on a legitimate copy, I do have to pick a legitimate starter, and I do have to get through the catching tutorial. Yes, let's do that. Don't have the Kitakami DLC, so I can't exactly get my favorite outfit in the game. But the uniforms are not as bad as you would think. Nope, that's not it. Can I change it from here? I don't think I can. Okay, I gotta wait a bit before I can change the uniform type. Just look at you, all ready for your big first day. It's like it's like every first day of school. They gotta have like a photo out front. They gotta have this. Chimchar line, so basically Dragon Ball Pokemon. Funny you say that, Data. I plan on nicknaming the whatever like first one pops out like after the inspiration for Goku. Let's follow the director out. See, shall we? Absolutely. No, not Kakarot, but yeah, that... Our challenge is going to be a little different than you would expect. We do have to play it normal for a while before we can actually jump to the challenge portion. I did a lot of the heavy legwork ahead of time, so I don't have to like try and figure out perfect stats or anything. I can go for it with what I have and have a very good chance of it. Sprigatito, Fuecoco, and Quaxley. We aren't exactly going to be keeping whoever we choose. So the only changes that they have are one specific fight and whatever our rival picks. So those are the only battles that change. And really that only matters in terms of Pokédex completion. Heading onward to the next house. And we have this slow as molasses walking speed for about half the distance. And that's the sad part. Before you go, I got a little something to celebrate your first day. Take it with you if you're going out on your own. The Rotom phone. I thought she was going to hand us something else. You can check the map app by pressing the Y button. It'll help you keep from getting lost, so take good care of your new gadget. We're going to be having a lot of, a lot of checking happen at some point. I do like how they'll wander around in, like, specific points, and you can interact with them by pressing the A button. Nice to kind of get used to them. And I believe in this form, they are fairly... Like, this is about the speed they would follow you if you were riding the ride Pokemon in the game. Actually, where are you going? Alright. I did come to this challenge idea a while ago, and I've done a test run of it myself, but I want to see if I can do it fully 100%. Oh, I probably should talk to this woman, because I'm never gonna come back to this part. This is Cabo Polco. Wow. Ooh, thermodynamics. It's not much, just a little pinch of humidity, but it's home. Yeah, I can tell. Rather nice. Loved a vacation here. Power of Science is amazing. If you connect with friends, you can head out on adventures together. Up to 4 of you at a time. We might do that at some point. Probably if I'm playing Scarlet for raid battles. Alright. Without further ado, let us continue on. Oh, they were just here! I love how the Sprigatito is just like normal Pokemon, just like, oh, smelling the flowers like a cat would. Quaxley is like playing in the water, and then Fuecoco is sneezing on an orange. Are you these three's trainer? Not quite. Master N-Sight has yet to make his choice, you see. I do wonder which of them he will choose as his first Pokemon. Quaxley's like, no, you shouldn't eat what you burn. Alright, so obviously we'll have a choice of one of the three. And this is where the mods will pop in. Buenas, we haven't met, have we? I must say, I wasn't expecting to see you here quite so soon. Hang on, Director. Is this who I think it is? Yes, this is our Academy's newest student, Master N-Sight. I prefer you drop the Master part. I have no Pokemon at my disposal. So you're that kid who moved in up the road. Yeah, that'll work. I've been dying to find out more about you. I'm Nimona. Normally I live in the school dorms, but home is here. What do you say, new neighbor? Want to be friends? I hate to disappoint her. So yeah, we'll do that. Love that enthusiasm. We're gonna get along just fine. Miss Nimona is president of our student council and a champion-ranked trainer in her own right. I absolutely love Pokemon battling. In fact, we should battle right now, you and me. I have not picked a Pokemon and you're already wanting to battle us. There's a reason why, like, the joke about her is that she's constantly wanting to battle you everywhere. Like, I can think the only other person who's more excited about battling is another protagonist or Ash Ketchum. Alright, and considering the fact that we're going to be using the fire type, we want it similar difficulty, so we're going to be picking Fuecoco. That's Fuecoco, a fire type Pokemon. The burning hot sparks it scatters will fry any and all plants in a flash. Would you like to go with our good fire type Pokemon Fuecoco here? Technically, yes. Actually, no. Definition of overenthusiastic. Yeah, you're not wrong. You chose Fuecoco. Would you like to give it a nickname? Sure. Oh my gosh, it's a girl. Alright, so for those unaware, you know what? Sure. I'll take that. For those unaware, females in, oh man, that's actually better. For those unaware, female starter Pokemon have a 1 in 8 chance of showing up. It is rather cool, and I love how both Ilvar and Data are saying like Bulma and Kefla as in relating to Nimona, or they're suggesting names. I'm gonna go with the second one first. Feisty fire type. Yeah, we can work with you for a while. I love how just having the starter on your arm as like the bonding moment. That's a nice touch. Sun and Moon had like the lifting up the Pokemon to like like a circle of life, but like you turn around the kid the other way. That works in aspect, but it's not 100% like what I would use. Or it's not 100% what I would use. I would do something more akin to like what they do here. Can I choose one of these Pokemon too, Director Clavel? Oh, but did you not receive a Pokemon when you entered the Academy, Miss Demona? Not back then, no. I had other Pokemon I was focused on raising at the time. But now I had... Wow, thermodynamics. But now I want to raise a new Pokemon alongside N-Sight while he raises his own partner. Indeed, a rather splendid idea. If you wish to raise one of these Pokemon on equal footing with Master N-Sight here, I shall be more than happy to allow it. And, of course, they go with the starter that is weak to ours. as sort of a personal handicap? I don't know. Now that we've chosen our Pokemon, we have to battle. I'll be waiting for you down at the beach. Come join me when you're ready. Yeah. Like, not even 2 minutes into it, she's already like, yeah, do you want to battle? Let's battle. Like, we've barely had a chance to learn about Fuecoco. We probably won't for the rest of the playthrough. Anyone can be a Pokemon trainer as long as they have Pokemon by their side. And it's our duty as trainers to help our Pokemon grow stronger throughout battle. You ready to battle me? As ready as I'll ever be. There are no potions nearby, I don't think. I trust you remember that Master N-Sight is wholly inexperienced in Pokemon battling? Yeah, whoops. Good call, Director. I was about to send one of my usual partners right off the bat. Guess I'll take this chance to try out my new buddy instead. I swear, if the Sprigatito is female, I'm gonna lose it. Challenged by Pokemon Trainer Demona. The rival theme is pretty good. Oh, I never noticed the sand animation when you pop in. It makes sense for the beach. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, ever since I think Gen 7, Sun and Moon, they've given us super effective, same type attack bonus against our opponent, even from Battle 1. At least with our rival. You must have been steady enough. Smart move. Fire strong against grass. That's just common knowledge. You can burn grass easily enough. And grass needs water to drink. Or, like, water to grow. And water puts out fire. Alright, so obviously we gotta level up off of that. Not bad, neighbor. I forget how long the beginning part is. We're gonna go to the catching tutorial and then the challenge can begin. Master N-Sight and Fuecoco are surely weary already from that last battle. Sorry, I got kinda caught up in all the excitement. I'm really sorry. Same to your Fuecoco too. Don't worry about it. Let's battle again soon. We'll definitely battle more. You soon? Wow, thermodynamics. I am not able to enunciate well today. Can I count on you to take your new schoolmate here under your wing, Miss Demona? I'm sure he can learn a great deal from a champion-ranked trainer such as yourself. You bet, sir. Oh, that reminds me. Since you're new to training Pokemon, here's an app that you definitely need. You have a smartphone, right? Let me see it for a second. What is it? Oh, the Pokédex app. So we get it from her. I thought we got it from the professor. It must have for Pokemon trainers. Super handy app. Our homeroom teacher, Mr. Jacques, actually made it himself. Oh, that would explain why okay. That would explain why the professor doesn't give it to us. Back in my day, we used ordinary paper and handwritten notes to compile our Pokédexes. Legend Arceus. It's quite the age we live in now. Oof, filling out a Pokédex by hand? I can't even imagine how much work that would take. No comment. I beat the game. I beat Legends Arceus twice. So I can't exactly comment on that. Hope you both will grow hard or work hard toward the goal of completing your own Pokedexes. Now, Miss Mona, I do still have a few matters to discuss with your parents. Could I depend on you to see Master N-Sight to the Academy? You would be doing me quite the favor. Of course, leave it to me. Then I'll leave him in your capable hands. Alright, little one, it's time you and I were on our way. It is not the last time we'll see that little Quaxley. Yeah, to make a little more time to work on my Pokedex with all my battling. Oh. Rum basement begins. Oh, that's great. I like that comment a lot. I like that a lot. Alright, so from here you have Y button for the map. And oh my gosh. They're already showing that. I usually orient it by north, south, east, west. And then minus button opens the Pokedex. If you open the wrong one, though, you can always go with the X button to check wherever from there. So far, that is our only Pokedex entry. We'll have one more filled in, maybe two, and then that'll be it for the run. I do want to pick up a couple of items. Oh, there was a potion nearby. If you need that potion, you haven't done the battle right. Is there not? Yeah, there was another one over here. What's this? Another potion. And antidote. That might actually come in handy later on. Oh, N-Sight. I hear Demona will be taking you to school. That's right, ma'am. Leave it to me. So you've already managed to make a friend. Look at how giddy he is. Write about the wonderful teachers you'll have looking after you at school. And many handy facilities you can use as much as you like. Adding your new friend Demona, and it sounds like your school life is shaping up to be fantastic. Now, you'll be staying in the school dorm, so I want you to promise me you'll eat proper meals. There's a bit of spending money to start off with. I also packed a lunch for your first day. You obtained the sandwich from Mom. Made by sandwiching vegetables, meat, or other ingredients between two pieces of bread. Makes a fantastic meal when out on a picnic. That is the only time we get a description for the sandwich. Every other time we make a sandwich, they instantly get eaten, so... Just try to savor them all, and the good times and the hard times too. But if you ever want to come back home, you know your bed is always ready for you. Alright, cool. We've got such an adventure ahead of us. Why would I ever go back home? I kid, of course. I went back home a couple of times after my adventure started. I meant in real life. Alright. Oh, jeez. I could barely see her. Alright. Well, up this direction is the catching tutorial. Once we get there, our challenge can officially begin. Technically. Alright, this here is Poco Path. Chunky boys. I love seeing all the little round guys running around. Lechonks and the tarantulas. If you want to try to catch a Pokemon, you gotta use a good old Pokeball. I've got tons. Have a few. Obtained 5. We'll need only 2. Hey, there's a Lechonk. Time for some learning. Let's try battling this Lechonk. Oh, it just automatically takes it in. You can try to catch a wild Pokemon you are battling by pressing the X button and throwing a Pokeball. When you're having a hard time catching a Pokemon, try to deal damage before throwing another. may be wrong, but I don't think... Yeah. I don't think the first route has any guaranteed captures. This might be the one exception, just so you don't fail the tutorial. Alright, we got one more and the challenge can officially begin. This Pokemon spurns all but the finest of foods. Its body gives off herb-like scent that bug Pokemon detest. No, we're not gonna nickname you. That was awesome! You got the very first Pokemon you went for. I'm crummy when it comes to actually catching Pokemon. Maybe you should give me tips. Anyway, have some more Pokeballs just in case. Not every catch works out. Alright, so we start basically with 15, and we don't need any others for this trip. That doesn't mean I'm going to be selling any, I just won't be using any Pokemon that I decide to capture. Because if I see a shiny, that is an instant capture. Alright, and just so we don't have to do it later... See if it works turn one. There we go. Everything on the first route is usually so low leveled and so high a catch rate that it's guaranteed to catch at full health. That being said, it's not programmed in to be a guaranteed capture. The thread it secretes from its rear is as strong as wire. The secret behind the thread's strength is the topic of ongoing research. Huh. A reference to spider silk somehow being stronger than steel. Just super thin. Alright. Auto heal feature. Oh, we don't have that option yet! Dang. Okay. Change text speed fast. Where is it? Autosave off. There we go. Alright. And now we run. We run, we run, we run. And I think at this point, we're gonna go ahead and grab... Hey, Kennedy, welcome back. That's been a while. I think at this point we might grab a couple coconut. Oh, all right, the legendary section. You're getting the hang of how to catch Pokemon, okay? Well, wow. So far you've caught, and this is normally where they would do like a comparison, but we get this instead. Never heard that kind of cry before. Could be some strong Pokemon or something. I say we find whatever made that cry. Let's take a look around. Just be careful. There's kind of unsafe cave not far from here, so steer clear. And I know your Pokemon, your Rotom phone can keep you safe, but watch your step by these cliffs anyway. Yeah, we're not doing that. Yeah, no, I ain't steering clear. Yeah, feisty little... Faded from existence due to cutscene, lol. Bow wow! Yeah! I don't even know what it would... Uh-oh. I don't even know what that cry would sound like. Oh, Data, if you want to talk about fading from cutscenes, I've seen people, like, lose shinies because of cutscenes, or because of, required trainer battles. Like, they'd get right in range of whatever battle was closest to them. And this is the part where... Sorry, Mom, it's going to a better cause. Yeah, sometimes it was something simple like a shiny Geodude. Sometimes it would... Yeah, he's hungry. It could be something as simple as a Geodude, which spawns everywhere in the game, or it could be something like super rare. And I remember hearing of somebody have like a shiny... I think it was a shiny Gallade in like a temporal distortion in Legends Arceus. The distortion faded the frame that the Pokemon appeared, and he only caught it was shiny, he caught that it was shiny because of the twinkle around it, and it just disappeared. I think before we actually head into this cave, now would probably be the best time to grab Kakarot. Let us see. I do not think... I have gold in here. So I'm gonna go ahead There we go. I'm gonna hop into the voice call. Bro is out of gas. I could see that being the thing. Alright, we've got Data. Sure, why not? We'll need... Oh, I have to click and drag, don't I? Yeah, that it has. Yeah, I didn't exactly have as good enough of a PC for the past, like, couple of years, so that's why I've been off on... Hey! Well, Discord was one thing. I used it for a Dungeons & Dragons campaign over the last couple of years, but that's why I haven't been streaming the past couple of years. For those of you who are first-time watchers for... Not hurt or anything, right? I'm fine. Oh, I need to get a Cocom feed started. Allow, and I need to actually change what the... Hang on, that's wrong. Share... application window. That's probably the closest we're gonna get. That's fair. The other side, well, I want you to be able to see it in real time. The other option that full screen preview. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, I can change that. Change windows. We're just going to show that screen there. Can you see it all right? Okay, there we are. I've got a Kokon feed! That just... I've got it muted on my side because, yeah, mainly because, two things. One, I'm capturing the audio directly from the monitor, and that's going directly to the stream, so having it as a... Dang it, Nimona, you did not need to talk during that! There's a Pokeball item right here! Yeah. Just have, like, the audio in the background on that front. I found this out the easy way on this front. The Pokemon that we're going to be facing in the upcoming areas, once we actually get the official challenge started, they're all going to be tailored to the EV stat spread that I need. I mean, all of them except for, I think, the second Pokemon in the first gym and the first Titan Pokemon. And if I'm right about money... Yes, which is why I'm trading over 3 eggs, and the first one will be the primary one, and then the other two will be used for Team Star and the Ghost type gym. That way I'm truly only using the Chimchar line, but... That could. Just, like, get an Everstone and pop it on each one when the second one reaches Monferno and the first one, like, is about to evolve. It's just like, no, you two stay. Well, both Goku and Infernape are based on the same mythological character, Sun Wukong. And now that I think about it, I'll do, like, My roommate's in the chat, and he went, 1 earthquake would solve this cave trouble. You're not wrong! You are not wrong! Earthquake does hit everything around you. It's actually part of the run. Like, the run itself has a couple of things that we have to go out of order for. And the idea is that we'd have an easier time with one of the Team Star bases than we would with what would come in sequence before it. And that happens like 2 or 3 times. But we have to reach 2 different places in order to get Earthquake to deal with that Team Star base. Oh, the stream froze. On Discord. I mean, it's working on my side. Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, yeah, but with that part, that's just part of how the game is designed. That's fair. Yeah. Yeah. I love how, like, when it, whenever the ride Pokemon, gets out of the cave, it's just like, oh no, I don't have enough food to keep me going. And then we go find the Herba Mystica, and it's like, man, like, I unlock all of these things, and you still don't have the option to, like, go Super Saiyan or whatever the battle form is. Like, you have to unlock that later. But apparently your mom's sandwich, like, perks it up and gives it the boost it needs. Yeah. Yeah. Have you seen the video on the speed run for how you do the Titan Pokemon? And the evolution that it happened on that front? Because if you're only using one Pokemon, you can get through the speed run quickly, but the evolution from what they started with to what they ended on is insane. Like, that little... What are you doing out here? I'm not talking to you two. You could shove off. Wait, I know you. Aren't you Arvin? You're enrolled in the humanities track, right? And aren't you the son of that Pokemon researcher, Professor Churro? In Scarlet, it's Sada. Doesn't matter who my dad is. Yeah. I love the picture. It's just the two buttons. It's Pokemon Mommy Issues and Pokemon Daddy Issues, but they're written in the Scarlet and Violet title text, the font, and and it's him sweating, and it's just his face on it, and he's got two tears. Met it at the bottom of this cliff. Pokemon saved him, but it became worse. To be fair on that front, like like the story explains why his parents haven't been around for at least a year, but they don't say it doesn't say anything more than that. Well, that's the weird thing. Like, we bond more with both Arvin and the Professor than they do with each other. Like, we become, like, good rivals with Arvin. Like, almost, like, friends, definitely. Rivals, possibly. Sure, we'll do this. I was so certain that I'd have trading by this point. Yeah, I think that's what it is. These memories are leaving a bad taste in my mouth, and I want it gone. Oh, I'll be over soon. Stabby stabby. For those of you wondering, hitting somebody with same type attack bonus, that's called a stab. It's literally just an abbreviation of it. He never EV trains his Pokemon? Not even for... Wow. That's interesting. Well, the other side on that coin, though, like, you see him later on in the tournament, are they not EV trained there either? Oh, okay. So, throughout the story, and even, like, in the battle at the end of his path, you, so you basically just... Yeah, I was laughing at that too. I was like, oh man, that's great. Rhydon's Pokeball. Pokeball that can hold a mysterious Pokemon known as Miraidon. Boy named Arvin gave it to you. Hold 7, but can only use 6. And the only reason that we do hold 7 is there's actually a boss that uses it would technically be 8 Pokemon because one of them revives itself. Oh gosh, that boss. I have not failed that boss fight now that I think about it. No. Oh, you're thinking XD. I was thinking more recent. Legends Arceus had a super boss that has 7 Pokemon and then one that revives. Yeah, oh my gosh. So it had been so long since I had actually fought Giratina with its own music that the opening bit reminded me more of the regular gym trainer battle theme from Pokemon Gen 5 than it did the actual Giratina theme. No, it took me like 3 weeks to finally figure out, oh no, it's in the original version of both tracks. So, like, it makes sense that it was just part of the track, and they brought that to the beginning of the track. Oh, man. So, nothing in that fight really jump-scared me, because I got spoiled on it. I was like, I know it's coming, But fighting it myself, I didn't look up any of the Pokemon. And so I got to the last bit on my first run, and I had like 1, maybe 2 Pokemon left. And still managed to get all the way to the end without, like, fully wiping out to him. And we go back down. I'm kind of sad that we don't get, like, Miraidon, like, fully until the very end of this whole deal. I think, yeah, just so that we don't have to trade over the starter, we'll grab a third one. So when they hatch, I will nickname the primary one, the secondary one, and then the Team Star one. So, like, I'll nickname them when they hatch. So that's the thing, like, if you save before hatching an egg, it is the same when it hatches and when you actually, like, it'll be the same when it hatches no matter what. So, it will not change gender on that front. And I think the one that is going to be the primary one will always be male and will always have the specific, like, the specific stat spread in nature. The other two, I think I selected 2 eggs that were definitely male. I may be wrong on that front. I do. I do. I might do that for... I might do Dragon Ball for the second one, but I have an idea for what I'm going to nickname the first one. Cash and LP. This is the first time that a separate currency, to my knowledge, was used akin to money. Like, you had other currencies that you would use, but they would never work, How did we already have 68 LP? Oh, do you get that from capturing and, facing off against Pokemon? Huh. Oh yeah, the Let's Go feature. I love this feature. Basically, your Let's Go feature in this game allows you to attack other Pokemon. And... no. Auto battles do not EV train your Pokemon. It would just be for leveling up. And that is a good thing for certain areas. But if you're trying to EV train early on, you are going to want to fight certain Pokemon and not all the same Pokemon. When you don't know where to go next, you can ask for help at any Pokemon Center. The staff there can give you tips about where you might want to try. Plus, they'll register suggested destinations on your Rotom phone for you. I never used that feature at all, so I did not know it existed until just now. Alright. There we go. Now, this is where the challenge run can officially begin. We're going to open Poke Portal. And I have my my primary switch open as well. Here, got the link trade. Eh! I clicked the wrong one on the other switch. Terra Raid Battle, the one right above it. Trade partner for a link trade. Trade partner has been found. Alright, for the primary one, we're trading over the Lechonk. And this is the egg we're working with. So one thing about Pokemon, Pokemon Home specifically, you're not allowed to store eggs in the Pokemon Home boxes. You're not allowed to put eggs into Pokemon Home, but once they hatch, they're perfectly fine. Yeah. So this is so if a Pokemon is programmed into the game, you can send over an egg on that front. And we're actually going to quit the trade now. I'm going to leave this one in sleep mode. And for here, we run around a little. Visual glitch? Okay. If I remember, it's like you can get most of the way down Poco Path before it hatches. And I wrote down so many notes for this run, it's not even funny. I have 3 different types of paper over here on my desk. We'll probably get at least 1 or 2 of the main objectives taken care of. I don't know if it'll be, cause see, I'm going until, like, 8 or 9 o'clock today. And then I've got work at, like, 11:30, but, yeah. Yeah, personal life. Personal life always comes first. That was the rule with our D&D campaign, and that's the rule I'm hosting for myself here. In any case, the big thing about having 4 hours to roll with it, we can definitely get through the tutorial before the end of the 2nd hour, and probably knock out a fair amount of the stat training that I need. And if I mess up the stat training, I can always use the berries that we find along the path later to fix that. And hopefully, I can get the items I need to make it so that I don't have to worry about that at all. Oh, I made it down the entirety of the Poco Path and it still hasn't hatched? Appears to move occasionally. It may be close to hatching. Okay. So it's a little more than halfway. Probably. Okay, no, that was on you. That's on you. Yeah, no. So, well, there's 2 Pokemon trainers on the way there. There's a kid that's, like, right after the lighthouse, and there's one right between them and the Pokemon Center. There are others, between there and the next Pokemon Center, right outside Mesagoza, but we don't have to fight any of the Pokemon trainers at all throughout the overworld. The only things that we actually have to fight are the required battles. So early on, you can do basically anything you want to get, like, or to get as many items or as few items as possible. I did not realize that was the next defense there. That is so helpful. Hello there. No, it is not shiny. I made sure of that. I was like, if I'm gonna do a shiny, then I want it to be in my, like, actual game. All right, check summary. It is this trainer ID. It is a bit of a change, but sure. Son Kung Fu instead of Wukong. Alright, now that I've got that part taken care of, Poke Portal. Since I don't need to be at the Pokemon Center anymore, that's awesome. And link trade again. Well, I could. I do need the starter just to the point where I have enough levels to actually take out something. Yeah, no, level 1 Pokemon are not going to be able to take out the first route stuff. Not too much. Like the earlier Pokemon, I think probably level 7-ish. Level 7-ish should be enough to get through the first two battles leading into Mesagoza. And then there's the Nimona fight. I think that one she's level 7 as well. I might be wrong on that front. I am going... That's the one where she uses 2 Pokemon. Yeah, that actually doesn't change too much on it. But we do need to pop the... We do probably need to pop the X defense turn 1. And then we can run it from there. That's fair. Yeah, so here's the thing. Like, I went through it where she had the water starter instead of the fire starter. And it was still easy to take her out because your Infernape can learn Thunder Punch. By the time I had set up and she came out, it did not matter whether or not I had a super effective move. She just could not take the hit from it. Yeah, it definitely is kind of funny. Alright, we should probably try... I know this thing probably has a water move on it, so we're gonna try our best. That's not exactly gonna help me on that front. Check summary. Okay, it does have higher special attack. It has a speed-raising nature. That is not exactly helpful for this starter. Oh, I checked it when I got the egg in the first place. I believe it's adamant. If not, it is, well, we can actually check. It is not adamant. It is naive. Okay. So it'll raise the speed and lower the special defense. Which, considering its special defense is awful in the first place, that's not exactly bad. Yeah. Okay, that's only level 2. I thought I would be able to level up a lot faster. Huh. Yeah, it's not too hard to level up certain Pokemon, but for Chimchar, I have to do either switch training or having him in the back, and I think having him in the back would probably be for the better, because I don't want him getting the wrong IV, or EVs. Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh. Not gonna let that happen. Oh, I think I'm in trouble. Now Pokemon sleep. Oh, you... This Psyduck knew it had a special effective move against, or a super effective move against me, and didn't use it. There we are, we're level 5. Alright. Now San Kung Fu can go in the front. I have checked, and starting out, I need to fight Fletchlings. Paldean Wooper looks so... It's so, like... It's so derpy, but I love him. That whole line is just so cute. Oh, yeah. Have you seen what he's been doing nowadays? He's been playing through Pokemon Infinite Fusions just with Quagsires. Critical hit on the first move against me. Right, Big Pex is a thing. Right. Yeah. Kefla is a level 9, so we should be fine. You're only dropping my physical attack while I'm hitting you with sound waves! Yeah. There's a couple nearby, actually. Right, level 6. Yeah, I'm doing that now. be good for the second one. The water gym actually gave me almost no trouble. Well, it wasn't giving me the most trouble. It gave me almost no trouble. I already had Rock Tomb by that point, and so I did neutral damage against all of his Pokemon. I was over-leveled by that point because I went and fought the normal gym first, and that is how I managed to get ahead of him that way. This run will change things up, so I should be facing the water gym before the normal gym, but it will not be before the Team Star raid base that comes after it. Can we do this ourselves? Oh, we have a... Oh, no, it's not a speed tie. I am higher on speed. Quick attack, scratch. Could probably do this one. Yeah, there we are. And there's the first fire type move. Nice. That's how we deal with Weed Cat. I think... Okay, yeah, I need to avoid two specific Pokemon that are over here. Oh, I can fight those things. Okay. Yeah, I had to check my notes for a second to see which ones gave which type of EVs. Apparently I can fight Pommies. Nice. The Pika clones in this one. Purely electric for the first stage. They become electric fighting once they evolve, and then they stay that way when they evolve again. We're gonna go ahead and heal up. Hey, Nimona, don't mind me. I'm on the other side of the Pokemon Center. Can we talk about the design aspect for the Pokemon Centers this time around? They're basically gas stations. They're gas stations with convenience stores. Alright, so I was curious about this. Do they give us the uniforms at this point or after we get to... Yes, they do. Alright. Winter uniform it is. Yes! Sure, I'll throw on the school gloves. Those are actually kind of nice. School backpack or the canvas backpack. Oh, gosh. Ugh. The beige color was not great. Well, I would say a pure white one or a slightly gray one would, but... I didn't think about the fact that they gave you a helmet. I never used it in the main game. Yeah, let's go with this outfit. I don't know why, but I like characters that have pants on instead of shorts. Like, I can appreciate the design for Nimona and other characters that wear shorts, but if I'm playing as a character, I want to wear pants. Yeah, that is. So Fletchlings have not evolved yet, and they gain their fire typing after they evolve. So using Ember here is probably the safer bet, because they're going to keep using Growl. Growl! And thankfully, because it is early enough into our Pokemon's growth, we're not fighting type yet. so we can fight flying-type Pokemon without any problems. Alright, and I think... Oh, what time zone are you in? Oh yeah, you're Eastern time, so it would be 7 o'clock your time. It is 6:13 my time, so we've got a little under 2 hours. Well, wait, a little under 2, excuse me, a little under 3. Yeah. So in your time, I would wrap up at about 10 o'clock. I keep forgetting to convert for you, because we used to be in the same time zone, like, when we both started, like, hanging out. And then I just forgot to, like, keep doing the transition. Central. Yeah. Ah! Dadgummit, do I have to leave the gimme goal behind? No, you're fine, you're fine. I took kind of a big break from Discord, just in general. So getting back into streaming and Discord in general just makes it a lot easier for me now. Are there spoilers for Cold Steel and Reverie, or vice versa? Ooh, I got the burn! Okay. The entirety of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and 3 combined, probably. Oh, okay. I can see that. To be fair, I played a fair few of the games that I've played recently, like either through on challenge modes or on a separate playthrough. Oh, egg hatching time. Well, I have to, so here's the thing. I have to walk an entire cycle before the other one will hatch. That's how this game is programmed. In prior entries, when it counted your steps, it wouldn't matter on that front. We're gonna change your nickname. Kakarot. Is it 2 T's or 1 T? It is 1 T. Okay. Oh! I think what they're wanting to do is they're wanting to turn around their negative press release with more positive press release, and Microsoft is helping them do that. Yeah. Really? That's interesting. Oh, we got a female. I didn't realize that one of the eggs was female. Okay, we did Kefla for the... That's fair. Well, I've already deposited the official starter. So it's literally just down to like what I want to do for this. I don't want to change that name, and I don't want 2 Pokemon with the same name on this front. I could. Oh gosh. There's one character that I have like in my mind that I'm like can I use this character? What's the name on that one? It's like, gosh, it's one of the human characters, right? Yeah. What's her name? Oh, Videl, right. There we go. Alright, so we've got Son Kung Fu, Kakarot, and Videl. Yeah. I do want to point out, the Terra Fire is actually what we want for this one, due to later fights being an issue with our secondary types that we get. Yeah. That being said, the other fights that we would have trouble with being pure fire are either mitigated because of this game specifically, or they come early enough for us to get our secondary typing, or we just have a really good move against them. Well, our primary type is the one that's usually affected. Oh, there's actually 4 that we have problems with, aren't there? Because I'm thinking of the last Titan, and then I forgot about the water gym for a moment. Did you battle some trainers on the hill? Bet your Pokemon are getting stronger. How about you show me how much you all have learned in a battle? Sure thing. I am using no Pokemon that you saw a moment ago. Yep. She does. No, she does the Palmy as the Terra, so it's the same no matter what battle. I think at this front, though, I should be fine, because Sprigatito is a physical fighter. Popping up an X defense raises it by 2 stages. We should get a boost there. Oh yeah, we take those all day. Yeah, well, not yet. But we do take that kind of damage all day. They'll catch up. Oh, it automatically jumps to whatever level it is when you hit the A button. So when it gets about halfway, then I hit the A button and it jumps up. We keep our current Pokemon. Okay, I do want to point out, I got a crit on the challenge run that I did before this, and she actually has a quote for it. I wonder, did I? Oh, not the eShop. That's the wrong one. Album. There we are. Oh, I had that on the other file, didn't I? I had that on the other Switch, I think? No, I just didn't react. Dang it. Anyway. Lucky Duck, or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Those unfamiliar with it, Sprigatito is known as the king/queen of crits, specifically because, oh gosh, here we are, of the signature move, always getting a critical hit. Oh dear, I did not remember that part. Please tell me you just use quick attack. Please tell me you just use quick attack. Ooh. I maybe should have leveled my Pokemon a little. Yeah, I had forgotten about the Terra part. Oh, that hurts! Really? That's even worse. I'm not gonna outspeed. I might lose this. And if that's the case, I don't remember if it takes me to the Pokemon Center or if it just continues. I don't think I'm faster. I'm gonna go ahead and... that's the thing. I think the best chance of doing this would be to... no, because that would... If only I had an X special defense. Or I had gotten the burn off first turn. I think I've lost this one. Yeah, because I hope for a low roll followed by a low roll, and that could work, but I don't think I can pray for that. No, there's not. The only turn limit in this case is Thundershock, and that has way too many PP for that to work. I am curious about that, though. What is the PP on this one? Oh, it's got a PP of 30. That'll run through all my potions. I don't think I can guarantee on that one. I need a clean switch in for this, so I have to sack Kakarot and Videl, basically. I don't think that'll be the case. See ya, Goku. See ya, Videl. I am sorry, Gohan. You're gonna be sad by my choices. That it does. It's also got 100 accuracy, so we can't count on it to miss it. We just gotta hope for non-paralysis. Come on, let me through. Oh. Come on, get a burn. Oh. Yeah, no. I think I've lost this one. Low roll, low roll, low roll. Nah, I was hopeful. You have no more Pokemon that can fight. Paid 72. That is very minimal. Overwhelmed by your defeat. I have not lost this fight before. Oh, it continues the story! Okay! Good thing this isn't a Nuzlocke. Yep. I feel like if I had one more level, I could probably have done better, but I should have gone for Ember because of same type attack bonus instead of the Leer. Just on the off chance that I get the burn. In Technic, I am not 100% certain on that. Well, I've got 2 more fights. Yeah, but that, if I remember correctly, their Pokemon are both weaker than Nimona. You get healed up in the middle of them, and... well, their base stat total is lower than Pawmi's, from what I understand. I might be wrong on that front. Oh, which one are you... no, actually. The evolutions in that fight are, Umbreon, Flareon, Vaporeon, Jolteon, Leafeon, and Sylveon. And I know because I've fought him in both and looked up a guide on that one. Still going to be dealing with Vaporeon, but we get Thunder Punch by that point. Yeah, no, it's not that big a deal for Espeon. The reason I'm coming over here, there is a Delibird presence over here, and I might be able to get the item I want. If not, then I have to figure out another way to do that. Let's see. Battle items, I believe they are. No, they are not. They are under general goods. Okay, I can get one. I can get one of them here. The Power Anklet and the Power Bracer. Technically, I can get one here, so we're gonna pay in cash. And immediately equip that to my Chimchar. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. May have slower speed, but that just means I'm gonna get it higher faster. Yeah. I just picked one. I didn't go for a specific character. Oh. Where did you see that item? Oh, over here? Ah, okay. Ooh, okay. They're scattering items all up. Wow, that seems overpowered. Super Potion, not even 35 feet away from the main gate? What? Look, if I find a nugget before that first gym, I'm gonna lose it. Kanto. And you gave me, the Pika-V case. And Galar? Dynamax Pokemon. And you just have to have a save file. You do not have to have a completed save file for these cases. Sinnoh's case is not the best case. I do not have... Well, okay. To my knowledge. Or... Not on this Switch. On my main Switch I do. I do not on the backup. Yeah, and that one's Hisui. I like that one too. I think because there's no Terra parts to this upcoming fight, we should be fine. Well, you're given one, but there's no Terra that we have to face off against. Yeah. To be fair, our hair does have fire coming off of it at that point. I absolutely love this interaction, knowing the end of the story, but I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it before. I'm going to help you out. Mm-hmm. Penny's that one kid that... okay, this is the one time I'm going to say no instead of yes. We're Team Star, kid. We burned so bright it hurts to look at us. But you knew that, right? No, I just moved here. Another ignorant little nobody. And I love how, like... We can't just let something like this slide. The honor of our team's on the line. We got no real choice but to battle, yeah? That's true. You keep watching that little Four Eyes over there. Hey, hey, hey. It's not her fault that she wears glasses. Mm-hmm. Same here. I know plenty of people who wear glasses. Alright. This is actually lower than I thought it was. Alright. Oh, we eat those all day. Yeah! It's working out in my favor now. I didn't realize that second Nemona fight, if you lose it, you continue the story. And it's only a minor detriment, nothing major on that front. Well, that's a minor detriment. That's nothing I can't handle. How come I'm the one seeing stars? Well, you do have star-shaped glasses. Well, they're goggles, but yeah. No way, he beat you? Does that mean I gotta battle this kid now since I'm higher up in Team Star's ranks? I don't exactly know what Pero Bueno means. Can't believe you, N-Sight. You don't have to go fight randoms to battle. You have all the battles you'll ever need with me. This is the quote. This is the quote where everybody was like, yeah, she's full on yandere here. It's those Team Star punks. Wait, they picked a fight with you? Wow, I read that way wrong. I wronged that read too. Yeah, there's a comic out there about that same thing. It's like their first battle, they're like, sure, why not? And then like 40 battles later, and then 500 battles later, and then Penny's just off in the corner like, these guys aren't human! It's such a good, like... Oh, man. Terra Orb. This is how we terrestrialize. That actually becomes a pretty big deal going forward. Yeah. I just realized something. Hang on. Oh, I just realized.
What?
You were muted the entire time.
Whoops.
You ain't a streamer if you don't have, like... You ain't a streamer if you fail to do that, or if you have that kind of failure.
I haven't streamed in a long time.
Could be worse. It could be worse.
Oh god, right. Leanne is doing the frickin' Sonic 06 playthrough. Oh god.
Well, on this front, I can send this one. There we go.
Yep.
Oh, she mad. She mad indeed.
Yeah, she mad.
You want to battle me instead? Never mind, I'll take my chances with the new kid. Take your places in battle. Alright. I do like that the text does change depending on what your first Pokemon is. For that little explanation of like, hey, here's the type your Pokemon would change into.
If only I had my Mach Punch.
Yeah. The game actually reads the data for the Pokemon itself. Amber changes from a 1.5 times modifier to a 2 times modifier. So helpful.
So probably Kyle can until Chimchar evolves. If we're looking at Dragon Ball things.
Really? You've got to be kidding me. This thing flinched me? You little nothing.
Now he's gonna lure you.
Watch, this will be a 1-shot or a 2-shot. Oh, it's a 2-shot. I'm gonna go Scratch just for the heck of it.
You're gonna get flinched again.
Oh my gosh, I have to heal, don't I?
Yeah, because it's faster than you.
Yeah, it is faster than me. Dang.
Okay, heal.
Yeah, it's just got to do less than 13 damage, I think.
This is really is the Saiyan. The freaking Saiyan. Arc. For you. You're struggling as much as they are.
Oh, no wonder.
Yeah.
Alright, there we go. And level 7 for both Kakarot and Videl. Defeated Team Stargrunt. Your Pokemon burns so bright. Look at us updated, and 468 is nothing to scoff at. Pulled off terrestrializing, no problem. Most of your moves, or moves of your Pokemon's Terra type will hit even harder. Thermodynamics. Wow, I cannot speak today. It'll hit even harder when it's terrestrialized. Sometimes you'll find a Pokemon whose Terra type is totally different from its usual type. That difference can open up your strategic options. You have no idea. Yeah, apparently on my main Switch, I have 2 different competitively viable Komolos. And the reason they're competitively viable? Terra Steel. It's really good. Oh, look at you. Already becoming a big hero around campus. I don't think I've seen that girl around.
It's not a game of too many types.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Rad.
That Eevee bag, though. Love that fluff. You're going to see that again later. Get ready to climb the worst staircase in the world. Wasn't that just what I climbed a moment ago?
I love that line.
I'm not actually counting the steps, but that is one thing. Yeah, no, it is... It is a bigger staircase. It is a lot more easy to make.
Right. Yeah, like the students over there talk about these stairs. And go, oh god.
Preparation is the key to success. Gotta get a new notebook.
I do love that the students are chatting. It's actually what caused me to talk to like everybody, or just go to see what's happening around in the world, because
yeah, checking to see like what everybody says in full is one thing, but getting like little blurbs about what they want to talk about, and even if you can interact with them with specific like side quest things, like having a different window color, that makes it really interesting. And it makes it a whole lot easier to do on that front.
Yeah, and it's also makes like the little staff site classes really good.
Yeah.
What?
I didn't expect any less from much.
You should have said it was tough. You totally should have said it was tough. You got murdered.
Speaking of which, we saw some of those Team Star kids in town, Director. You did? Where? It was down the stairs from the front gates. They were hassling this kid with an EV backpack. Quite the news. Are they still to be found out there? Actually, N-Sight flexed on him and ran off. You don't say. Of course, it's a fine thing to help a fellow student, Master N-Sight, but you might wish to show a bit of restraint as you find your feet here at our academy. Child with an EV backpack, you say. I suppose that might have been Miss Penny. I'm relieved to hear she's come to class at least. And Miss Nimona, if you'd be so good, do report to Mr. Jacques about this Team Star business. As your homeroom teacher, you should be kept appraised of all such goings on. You got it, sir. But look at the time. You two had better hurry along. Classes will be starting soon. And classes are completely non-required.
Optional.
Well, they're completely optional, yes, but
you get to spend time with some good characters.
You do. On top of that, like, you get some decent rewards for.
Oh my god, it lags.
Oh yeah, the lag never improved.
Frame rates are pushing 1.
So here's the thing: they only fully like you can tell which students actually like mean a thing in this cutscene because they're not lagging at like 5 frames a second.
Yeah.
It's like Jacques, it's like Jacques the rival, the girl next to the rival, and then the girl like at the very back. Or is that a girl or a guy? I can't tell.
Yeah.
I do find it funny that there's like questionnaires all over. Oh, he's not lagging either. I like battling with Pokemon. I have a question. Went to all the trouble of enrolling here. So, Spill, what do you hope to get out of it? I want to be a strong trainer. Well, thank you for telling us a bit about yourself. I'm Mr. Jacques. I teach biology here at the Academy. I am also your homeroom teacher. That's your seat, second row from the front. They don't even render the girl who's next to us. I shouldn't call him girl because, like, anybody can have any hairstyle.
Yep.
And now they're rendered fine!
A new math class, a new battle... so...
There is a battle class available.
Yeah.
So,
Dendra.
In my main file, I have completed all the classes. They are...
Who's your favorite teacher?
Oh, gosh, you're making me pick from a couple of good ones here. So, believe it or not, there is one, like, side quest to get one teacher into a teaching role. And they're by far my favorite character from the staff, with the exception of Clavel.
You're talking about the nurse.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, she's great. I also love Dendra because I just love her personality.
Pretty good. The fighting type specialist, excuse me. Fighting type specialist in the tournament is also like the PE teacher. She's kind of cool. If I had to pick like one, I'd probably say the lore professor because she's the reason that you find out about the the 4 legendaries that are actually outside of Area 0.
Yeah.
Found this book the other day. It had a section about these Herba Mystica things. Basically, there's some kind of special herbs that heal up any Pokemon as soon as it eats them. There are a total of 5 different types of Herba Mystica based on what I read. Just taking a little lick of them once they've been powdered. Wow, that is an interesting way of saying that. Will get your blood flowing, provide nutrients, prevent aging, even boost the immune system. These herbs seem like they're the real deal. Only found here in Paldea, and they're rare to boot. But this book says they're all guarded by Titan Pokemon, meaning it's going to be pretty tough to try and grab even a few sprigs. As well, the Titans are... They've got to be big things, like this. Spoilers.
Yeah.
Spoilers for... Oh, wait, no, that's the same monster. Never mind. I really want to get those herbs for myself, but I'm not very good at Pokemon battles. To be fair, he only brings 1 Pokemon into every fight against the Titans.
Except... And... Yeah.
Yeah, no, he brings one in and he doesn't train him. Sure. I'll help you out. Wait, I don't need an answer yet. Buddy, I just said yes. I am going to help you. He's got the flop baby phone. That's adorable.
Yeah. Path of Legends. God, I can't wait for the interaction that happens once you got this whole entire, like, opening all the paths selected.
Well, once all of the paths are opened up, we'll then have full reign for everywhere.
Yeah, no, it's a very funny interaction with the supposable person you work with for the Team Star that spooks Marvin and...
I think for now I do want the ball guy case. Yeah, let's go with that. Nothing changed physically about me, just the Rotom phone. Having any fun battles there? I don't know what voice Ball Guy would have.
Yes, oh.
I hacked your smartphone so I could talk to you. Hope you don't mind. I'm sorry, who are you?
If you know the end of this story, this is such an...
We're not gonna... Don't spoil it here.
Yep.
If that description is accurate, there's something I'd like to ask of you. Tell me, N-Sight. You know about Team Star, right? Yeah, no reason in lying. Great. I appreciate you being upfront here. Team Star is a group of troublemakers formed by some Academy students a while back. They cause headaches for the school and try to bring other students down to their level. And I refuse to sit idly by and let them get away with it. I'm gonna pause real quick. Look at that little Zorua off in the corner. So cute! So I've come up with a plan to bring down Team Star and force them to disband for good. I call it Operation Starfall. But I'll need allies to carry out this operation, and I'd like you to be one of them. Sure. No need to reply right this second. That's the second person that's been like, no need to reply right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, Master N-Sight. Please do try to keep your voice down if you're making calls within the school, won't you? I'll be more careful. You don't want anyone else overhearing any personal information, after all. Honestly, there are so many things we need to be careful about in this day and age. On you go then, young man. That's just good advice in general. I'm glad they managed to figure out a way to work it into, like, a game designed for kids. It's fun for everyone, but it is a good reminder to have. Well, being careful online is, like, the #1 priority. It's why I go by a screen name instead of just like, hey, here's my actual name, here's where you can find me. Alright, if I remember correctly, we need to go to the no, we go to the staff room next.
Yep.
I did this in the reverse order
every other time, so I wanted to see what doing the main inverse would be like.
And, okay, here comes someone you've played up.
Very well, Champion Nimona. I trust you to handle this in my stead. Sure thing. You can count on me. In fact, I bet this is gonna be fun. I'm glad to hear it. Good day, then. Oh, pardon me. According to my roommate, the worst designed champion out of all of them. I mean...
Personally, I do like her.
Like, here's the thing. Like, I understand...
Design-wise.
So, she is the weakest of the trainers. She doesn't use the pseudo from the region. She doesn't use, like, a very high stat Pokemon as their final Pokemon. And their signature Pokemon, the ability is only helpful if they're the first one in the team. And they bring it out as the last one in the team. So you're not really going to have trouble fighting that one. Still, though, like, I gotta hand it to them, like, design-wise, like, they went in an interesting direction. Yeah. It's still thematic with, like, their signature Pokemon, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. Yeah. To my knowledge, every single one of them has had either their ace or their guardian for their ace as, like, their inspiration for their design. I think Iris might be the exception. And Blue, of course, from Gen 1, that is also an exception.
And technically, you...
Sun and Moon doesn't have a traditional champion, so
yeah,
I don't count that one.
Yeah, so technically you.
Yeah. But you don't know that. You can design your character after your starter.
True.
Calling Master N-Sight to the director's office, please. Once again, Master N-Sight to the director's office, please. Why do they keep calling me Master? I am not a black belt. I don't know Kung Fu myself.
You're not a king.
And I don't have any servants. Not to mention, I have very few Pokemon battles under my belt. Alright, what you got, Director? Have you been enjoying your time here at Uva Academy? I have. That is most wonderful to hear. Now, you may be wondering why we could not have simply conversed earlier in the cafeteria. Yeah, the thought occurred to me. But let me assure you, there is a reason why I asked you to meet me here in my office. Seems that a friend of mine has a rather serious matter they would like to discuss with you. Huh? No, I'm afraid they aren't actually here in this room with us. One moment, please. Just allow me to connect us. This is the professor that of the two, this is the one that loves the future, and this is the the quote unquote, and I'm gonna get in trouble for this if I say it this way, but no, I can say it in a different tone. But he's the quote unquote daddy of the two.
Yep.
He is literally the dad of one of the rivals. Shut up. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, they refer to, like, he's, like, the most handsome, professor I've seen out there of the guys, with maybe Kalos being the other competitor. Yeah, and the fact that he knows our student IDs, that's a little weird. Yeah? You're the one who travels with the Miraidon, right? Assistance? Oh, good. Good to see you real well. Pokeball was originally mine. I assume you received it from a young man called Arvin. I'm no longer in any position to be able to manage that Pokemon myself. This is what I would ask with you. Would you continue looking after Miraidon on my behalf? Absolutely. Do appreciate your agreement. I dare not use no in this instance because it loops. It loops on a lot of the no's. I'll be in regular contact going forward to keep tabs on your status. Until then.
Oh, and technically you have one other Pokemon. You technically have 8 Pokemon. Your phone is a Rotom. That you can't use.
Yeah, Sun and Moon did, or Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon did more with the Rotom phone than any other game in existence.
And the anime. Holy crap.
Oh gosh, they did use it in the anime.
Yeah.
Gosh, what was the other thing that they had akin to it? Like, they had something close to it in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, but not close enough.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they had the Pokenav, which was
The upgraded Pokenav.
Yeah.
And Alpha, yeah.
Well, that one didn't have a Rotom in it, did it? From what I understand, it didn't have a Rotom in it.
Go to your dorm room. Go to your room.
Ta-ta-ta-chan! That is the first time I've seen that. I read it as that way just now. That's the first time I've done it mentally. It's like, that's probably how it's supposed to go. Alright, so you'll notice that, for first-time players, you'll notice that there's no day-night cycle just yet. That changes right here. Your day-night cycle is 72 minutes from start to finish. And you get about 6 minutes for dusk, 6 for dawn, and then the rest of the time is either day or night.
That makes wanting to use a couple of specific Pokemon on your team very tricky.
Some only appear during the day, some only appear during night, some evolve at certain times, and one specifically, holy moly, you have a 6-minute window for him. Or her.
Yeah, no. During my Scarlet playthrough, I used that Lycanroc.
Oh yeah, the dusk form. I had to...
That was a pain. Yeah.
It's time! Oh gosh, what are we doing?
Oh right, and also like Riolu and Lucario. Oh god.
That one you've got a wider window for, so that one's not too bad.
What was the other one that sucked?
Well, spoiler alert, the gimme ghouls that you find around there, evolving those are absolutely awful. Because you basically get one per playthrough, unless you do, like, so much outside exploration.
Yep.
As usual, the theme will be a treasure hunt. What kind of treasure? I could go for gimme ghoul coins.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, basically. You all have learned much within the walls of our fine academy. But now it is time to turn your eyes upon the wider world and deepen your understanding. Explore Paldea's abundant nature, soak in its rich culture. Discover the Pokemon that live there. And get to know the people too. How many Pokemon in that shot in the middle do you think were Ditto or Zorua? Because those two Pokemon appear in that area.
Who knows?
I find it rather funny that they do appear as like whatever Pokemon they're disguised in the overworld, but then the moment that you take them on in battle, they turn into their actual form. And we might talk about it later, but there is a targeting system in the game, and if you target them with that, it will show the whatever Pokemon you're actually getting into.
I actually did not know about
Yeah, that's the interesting thing. It's like it'll show like the actual name for it. It makes grinding out materials a little easier because you can check whatever Pokemon appears for the area, and just send your Pokemon to battle the ones that are like the Zorua or the Ditto. Remember, the Great Crater of Paldea is exceedingly dangerous. Entering it is a violation of school rules.
And remember the great
What are you waiting for? Let's go! Alright. I'm on my way. Wish I had something I could ride.
Also, get ready for... Yeah, it's this upcoming interaction that, like when Arvin finally shows up again.
Well, Arvin shows up down here at the base of the staircase.
Yeah, no, it's
this cutscene, yes.
It's just so funny. It's so good. With all the past song, we go, hi.
We're more just making our own adventures to see what experiences Paldea's got to offer. You could try to beat Pokemon gyms, you could help out people in need, you can hunt for real capital T treasure if you wanted even. There's stuff we'd never learn sitting in a classroom, you know? This is our chance to learn it. I do like this curriculum structure of just like, you basically have a summer vacation to do whatever the heck you want.
And you can come to school when you need to learn stuff.
Did you know your phone's map app lets you set yourself destinations? Yes, I did. But apparently my character didn't. Insider advantage? Sheesh, you make it sound like we're cheating or something. All I did was suggest he check out the gyms. It's up to him wherever he goes. N-Sight's gonna have his hands full searching out Titan Pokemon with me. He doesn't have time to waste on something like chasing after the champion rank. Me and him are gonna be too busy visiting the lairs of Titans and napping their Herba Mystica. And Serio, don't go filling his head with weird stories. They're not weird! They're scientific. Whenever I see Grr, I can only hear Murgur from, what?
Oh, and then here.
Yeah.
Is your phone ringing?
Not Operation Starfall. Remember what I told you before? Team Star is made up of 5 individual squads, and each one's got their own base. I need you to go to each base, all 5 of them, and beat the squad boss there. Team Star's grunts might try to get in your way, but I'll be helping you out, from a distance. And heads up that the bosses each specialize in a different Pokemon type. Just remember the names of their crews and you'll figure it out. Still, no need to worry. With your skills, I'm sure you're more than up to the task. I had trouble with the last of these because I went out of order. You're technically supposed to fight the last of Starfall Street after everything else.
Yeah.
The epilogues, of course, excluded.
Oh, right.
Thought it was up to N-Sight to decide whether he goes or not. Wasn't that what you said, Nimona and Arvin? How do you know
I love this part.
I'm looking forward to seeing what you can pull off, N-Sight. Bye.
And
It was
you know
timed
what?
perfectly with the phone going back into the pocket.
That was...
Glad you're making plenty of friends, but try not to get dragged into anything dangerous. Anyway, no more weird vibes. We got a big adventure to start. But to battle every single Pokemon trainer I meet. Oh gods, I am so sorry for everyone on Route 1. I wish they were numbered. That would make it kind of nice. Still though, like having more of an area and colloquially named pathways, that makes for an interesting region that we haven't had before. Because I think even in not Scarlet and Violet, even in Pokemon Sword and Shield, Like, we had Route 1, Route 2, Route 3, Wild Area, then Route 4, 5, 6. It's like, I understand, like, you want people to keep track of it, but why not Route 1, parentheses, like, something along those lines to make it easy to figure out. Like, Big Rock Loop would be a good one for Route 1, because you got a big rock in the middle of a loop. Now, here's one of the reasons why I picked Violet over Scarlet for this. First off, easier to trade over. Second, well, I have like 3 reasons. Second
is easier to trade over.
Well, the first one's easier to trade over because I already have a Scarlet playthrough. Second is the bike looks way cooler for Violet than it does.
I like being a running bike.
I like that too, but most people, like, look, if we're talking like movement for the 2 Pokemon, they both make logical sense. But having the sack inflate on Koraidon and having him just run anyway doesn't quite make sense.
Yeah.
Whereas having 2 wheels on Miraidon, it makes some sense, but where those wheels come from doesn't make sense. So neither of them make 100% sense. I also do like the jet booster.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. All right.
And look how bad. And look, you got your bike before the first gym.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we just have the Acro bike. No Mach bike yet. Oh, I think I've... No, I didn't. Okay. I thought I jumped over an item.
Nope. By the way, the Discord stream was like lagging and freezing, so I'm gonna be a little bit behind, but I'm watching via the.
Okay, if it's still lagging, then I'll go ahead and.
Maybe you can lower the string quality that way. Actually.
Well, I'll focus more so on having the. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm hearing the Bronzong in the corner.
Ding dong, ding
Perhaps
dong.
I'm wanting to pop out the stream chat. Pop out chat. There it is.
Yeah, and I'll keep an eye on it. You have 4 viewers.
I do believe that we know most of the, like, I know who Ilvar is. I don't think y'all have met him yet.
Did he just join the Discord?
Yes. Colloquially, he goes by a different name on Discord.
Golden. Who's the Golden Eye?
Golden Eye is a reference to what his passion business is. So, we'll let him tell the story if he wants to.
Yeah.
For now, though, we're going to focus on...
Oh, and I'm guessing Guy in the red shirt is your roommate, you said?
Yep, he's my roommate. And then we've met Kennedy multiple times.
Yeah. We all met. A decent amount of us met via Proton John.
Oh, yeah.
Discord. That's how we know. And that's also how I know, like, Hylian and a couple of others.
Oh, yeah. I'd forgotten about him.
Yeah, he's currently doing a Sonic 06 playthrough.
Really? Ooh.
Yeah, he got paid.
Oh, he got paid to do it. Okay. Well, good luck.
Yeah.
All right, so a couple of things about the stat screen. From this screen specifically, even when you get into the post game, you cannot check IVs. However, if you hit the L button, you can check where your EV spread is. The tiny little, it's not an octagon, it's a hexagon. The tiny little malformed hexagon in the center is how your EVs are actually spread. And we want to max out speed as fast as possible and then max out our attack. It's more important on speed first. So on this route,
okay.
The reason I went the reason I went east rather than west, even though...
Okay, there. Thank you, Ivan. Once upon a time when I'm blah 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 blah.
A piece of molten gold
Nice.
made it past his safety glasses and struck his cornea. It's painful, but it led to a really awesome nickname. Yes.
Ouch.
Yes. He takes precaution whenever he's working with silver, gold, or any material on that front. And he does make really good jewelry, like handcrafted. I believe, yes, I'm actually wearing the birthday gift he got me. I may show this off on a different stream, or I may just send the picture to you. But he made a little necklace for me.
Cool.
And I probably need to market him more. So on this route, we have two Pokemon that we can fight off against. We can face Palmy, or we can face Rookies. When we max out speed, which is easy to do with what we have equipped, we should be good to go there. Oh, I forgot that you know charge at this point. That's gonna make it tougher.
Yeah, until you get your punch.
Yeah, the other side of that, I could just scratch him.
Yeah. Right, yeah, you don't want to, you only have one use of the restaurant is until you get back to your Pokemon Center.
You! Oh, that hurts! Oh, that hurts so
Like
bad.
I said, sayonara of this game.
You know, we're not too far from a Pokemon Center.
Yeah. Technically, you could go back into town.
Do we... Yeah, we haven't had a Paralyze heal yet. So there's that.
And none of the berries.
Yeah, not yet. If I remember wait, am I right?
Oh, right, yeah. You can use his picnic.
Yeah, we can do that. Yes! It's a full heal. Nice! Looks like you and your Pokemon got a rest. Got a good rest. Come on by and kick back anytime.
Yeah, that's the good thing.
Absolutely not. Like, look at this thing. HP. Ugh. There are a few Pokemon that I know off the top of my head that they'll give this EV or this EV. Considering
So
the
you
fact
need to
that...
fight,
Well, considering
you need to fight Rookies.
Well, Rookies and Palmies give 1 speed EV. With the item I have,
Yeah.
it turns into 9 per battle. Which makes me getting to...
So it won't take you long.
It won't take me long at all. I think it's like 20 to 30 battles in total for me to do it. And I already have a head start because of how many of the Pokemon we fought that have speed EVs. The only one we haven't fought that had... Or the only one we fought that hasn't had a speed EV is the Yungoos, and that one has an attack EV.
Also, by the way, you did fail to get some speed EVs when you failed against Nemona.
Yeah, we did get the one attack EV. Oh, right, and the Sprigatito. We did get the one attack EV that we get from Sprigatito.
Yeah.
It is either attack or it is speed. I do not remember which, but still. We did get one of those from her, at least.
Yeah.
Let's try Ember now. What is Power Tread?
Let me actually go look up Sprigatito for you.
Well, it's either one more speed or one more attack, and those are the two that I need.
Speed.
Ah, okay.
Sprigatito speed is 1 speed.
Sprigatito's pretty good to face off against for most of your Pokemon. The weird thing, though, is that Sprigatito actually gets the biggest advantage against the rival battle. If you pick Sprigatito, it benefits more from speed and attack IVs than any others. It'll give speed EVs itself, but the attack IVs will come from your rival's Pokemon, Quaxly. I didn't think about healing up until, like, already in the battle.
It's already gonna be stupid fast. And then the moves it gets later are gonna be
Oh, yeah.
insane.
It's also a physical attacker, so Play Rough gives it good fairy type coverage. It gets, I think it gets Sucker Punch as well. It's just a really good Pokemon for facing off against most of the challenges, in the later game at least. There is one early battle that it struggles with, but everything else after that it should be, like, either fairly fine or really good against. That being said, Fuecoco does really well early on because of the 2 gyms that it has. Alright, and... Would you look up the... Bug Gym real quick and see what level her first Pokemon is?
I'll see if I can do that.
Because if I've read this correctly, her first should be level 11 and her last should be level 13.
14, 15.
Ooh, I am way off. Okay.
Yeah, it's the Nimble, and then her ace is the Teddy Ursa. That's Terra Bug.
Yeah. We don't have trouble with that fight exactly, but we do have an issue going forward with... There I am singing Forklift Simulator.
Oh,
again.
right, all right. The grass gym's gonna be a bit...
Not necessarily.
Yeah, especially when he Terra types the Sudowoodo into...
Well, no, even then, like, with the Terra type, it acts as if it's the Terra type on turn 1, so you don't have to worry about anything else.
Oh, right. Maybe the Rock Throw or Trailblazer. Oh no, Rock Throw will probably hurt.
It always uses its Terra type turn 1. So as long as you
Oh.
are faster than it or can KO it on the first turn, you don't have to worry about it.
Okay. Who are you worried about then?
I'm more worried about so I'm more worried about the second Titan Pokemon, and that's the reason why I'm going for I'm going slightly out of order, but I'll be going mostly in order. I think the change to the order I have is I flip the first Team Starbase and the second Titan Pokemon around. And then aside from that, I don't remember what else I changed. Oh, I reach the water area and then I do something else. And then come back to it for the actual fight.
Bombardier's a pain in the ass.
It is a one-shot with Rock Tomb.
Yeah.
It is rather impressive how easy it is to take it out with Rock Tomb.
Yeah. Yeah, Flying Dart.
Oh, I forgot how rough Rookie D's can be. Ooh. I just realized.
You might want to change up who you're training.
No, I just need to be careful when I do it, just to not let the battle drag out too far.
And at least you're, at least
About a
Kakarot
third
and
of the way
Videl
there.
Are at least Kakarot and Videl are getting nice and strong.
Yeah. They won't gain EVs if they're not actually in battle against the Pokemon.
But at least they'll have their level.
But yeah, they'll have a couple of levels in there.
And won't you need the EV Train 1 for the double battle, or you're gonna not?
I think on that front... Oh, that actually is very good. An X speed right there. In terms of what I actually want to do with them, I can make it so that I don't actually need any EVs or IVs, or EVs on either of the two backups. I just need them strong enough to be able to take out Team Star Pokemon. And then for the Ghost type, gym, which is the double battle, I managed to do it on my first round without attacking with my secondary Pokemon.
So you might turn the second one into more of like a support, maybe using support moves.
I think on that front, there's not much I can do in terms of support other than keeping Taunt and Torment. So I'll probably keep...
Oh, Helping Hand? I thought you could get Helping Hand on them.
I could, but it really wouldn't matter too much if I'm already one-shotting everything in there.
Yeah, true. There's a Palmy.
Yeah. All right, you're the one. You're the Pokemon that knows Charge.
Where's your punch?
I had other ideas for challenges I wanted to do, but I knew that I wouldn't have as rough of a time this time doing one that I have a little experience with.
Yeah. At least this thing's only using Charge.
You say that, and it used Thundershock.
Oh. And that's gonna hurt a little.
Not too bad, actually. Well, we know the 4 moves it knows at that level. Quick Attack, Charge, Thundershock, and Growl.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll do one more before we move on. Wow, that was well-timed. Whew. That Yungoos ran right between my legs the second that Pokeball struck.
He went, hi. Yungoos jump scare.
That was a crit? Wow, this Rookie D has, like, no attack power.
Holy crap.
It did, like, 3 damage that first round. It did 3 then. Alright, there we are. Okay. So we're at level 13. It's 14 and 15, you said?
Yeah, 14, 15.
Okay. I'd like to heal up my Pokemon.
You know what's gonna be fun? The gym classes. I meant the gym missions.
Oh, yeah!
The water one, that's gonna be fun.
That one, actually, I don't have... I don't have too much trouble with the gym missions. The only one that I actually...
No, just how long that one is, because you actually have to run down to the other town.
That's fair. When I can gather, the Stony Cliff Titan likes to lurk somewhere in this rocky area. I had a look around, but I couldn't find any trace of it. Maybe it's way high up on a cliff or something? Nah, that's impossible. I don't think it'd be hiding somewhere that tricky, so don't go falling off any cliffs or anything trying to search it out somewhere too strange. Maybe just give your map app a look if you're feeling stumped. It's pretty handy. That is the biggest hint you get as to where this first Titan is.
Yeah. Are you doing the Titan first? Or?
No. I am grinding up over here because both attack and speed raising Pokemon are found here. And there's actually 2 of each species here. I more so wanted to grab the Pokemon Center. Then I head back to Mesa Goza and go out the other gate.
Oh, just to help you when it's time to do you? Oh, and now you're going towards Bug.
Yeah, I go towards Bug. I get the place for that one. If I remember correctly... Oh yeah, I can fight Nimbles on the way to get the... I need to check my bag real quick. Still only 5.9550. I'm 5.0. Wow, thermodynamics. I cannot read numbers and say them in the same way. Rare candy. That is probably going to stay in the bag.
You could use it to help the extra Pokemon stay.
Well, the thing about that is I can get more EVs and IVs going forward if I don't use the rare candy.
I meant on the...
Oh, on the backups?
Yeah, the second and third Chimchar.
Yeah, maybe.
That.
You do have a point.
Yep. Oh, and there's another picnic.
Yeah, you only get to use the trainer picnics once, I think. I might be wrong.
No. I'm pretty sure you can go back to them.
Oh, you can?
There's a couple. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Are you going to use this? Are you going to make a sandwich during this, or no?
Probably not. I don't know exactly. They'll usually help more so in battles that don't involve... They'll usually help more in battles that don't involve my main objectives. Like, they'll help more in raid battles, they'll help more in searching out shiny Pokemon, but my objectives this time around are just going for...
story completion.
Going for story completion, yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know if...
At least you're not getting these Talos quick.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, thankfully I haven't evolved yet. Oh, God, Sunkern. I forgot those things are out here. Those are like the worst Pokemon of all time, stat-wise. Just the lowest stat of all.
Except they're good in a Pokeathlon.
Wait, what are they good in?
Pokeathlon from like Heart Gold Soul Silver.
Oh, that's the reason that that's the reason they're still used?
Yeah.
That hasn't been around since Gen 4. Oh, man. Where's this Gimme Ghoul? I heard him. Ah, he's under the table. Give me your coin. Talking about moving forward, I know for a fact I can get more speed EVs if I take out Starlies as well. I remember that from Platinum. That's how I ground up the speed IVs, or speed EVs there. But we're at a point where we don't exactly have to do too much grinding level-wise. And the only thing I'm worried about is the... What does she have on her team? The one Tarantula on her team. That'll give me a defense EV. And I technically don't want that. I can always lower it later with a berry that I'll find. Thank you. I don't like that. The fact that you can not step off of a cliff there and your phone like would normally catch you, but you can trick the game at some points into sliding off of a cliff, but not all the time. I do not remember what some of these EVs are for a fair few of the Pokemon. I know Diglett is... Yeah, I think Diglett is speed as well.
Yeah, in Pokeathlon, Sunkern is one of 5 Pokemon who can get 5 stars in every stat.
Really?
Of the Pokeath.
That's
the
impressive.
Being Arceus, Mew, Ditto, and Origin Giratina.
Origin Giratina? Why would you use that in a Pokeathlon?
Arceus and Mew.
I can understand those because it's an even spread on the stats, but why?
No, it's the Pokeathlon stats.
Yeah, I know, but it's an even spread in their base stats as well, because Arceus is I think 120 in each, and then Mew and all the other mythicals.
Thing. No, no, this is a different stat think.
I know they are, but it would make, like, logical sense that you would pair those together.
Yeah. So funny.
Yeah, and I don't get any EVs from fighting that one Igglybuff that I had there, so... Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You lucky duck. Taking a photo of that. For those of you who are unaware, Vivion's normally found in this game as the fancy form. All other forms were based on your region back in Gen 6 and technically 7. They were not in Gen 8. And the fancy form and the Pokeball form were the two event exclusives back in the day. Now, if you want to get them, you can get the different forms either in Pokemon Go based on where you are, or by linking to Pokemon Go, your Vivions that you find in Paldea change. I found that out this past week, actually. Alright, I at least want to get to level 14. If I don't get to level 15, I'm not too salty about it.
Yeah, Rayquaza can only reach like a max of like 3 skill, but Sunkern can reach 5 stars.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Which puts him on the strength of God in Pokeathlon. If you think about it.
Which one's better? Which one's better at winning a race, God or this random sunflower seed? They are both on the same level, sir.
What?
What? It's the J. Jonah Jameson laughing meme. You serious? Gotta say, I love that actor. He does such a good job in all of his roles. Alright, one more and I should be level 14, and then I should be fine handling the gym leader. We'll do the scratch. I need to watch out for criticals. Also, while training up, the items themselves will lower your effective speed in battle. So that's the one downside of having these in certain battles.
As a comment in a video that talks about this, it's to remind us that Sunkern just fell out of heaven one day. We are mere mortals to understand its true nature.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, it's a comment.
Son Kung Fu is evolving!
Time to go Super Saiyan. Not yet. I'm not sure if
Monferno wants to learn the move Mach Punch. Yes, please. We'll get rid of Lear.
Yeah, by the way, I sent you the little YouTube short that actually talks about this.
Okay. I'll probably queue that up after I'm finished streaming.
Yeah. It's only 42 seconds. It's a short.
Still, though, like, we'll probably queue that up once we're done with the stream, because...
Yeah, that's fine.
Audio influence. Yeah. Okay, this one right here is the form that Vivian takes for all trainers normally. It is a rather interesting butterfly Pokemon. Like, in the past, like, Pokemon have had different forms based on gender, or, like, some of them evolve into different, like, creatures entirely. But having a Pokemon whose region dictates what
Yeah.
it looks like is not exactly something that happened before Gen 6.
Yeah.
And then Gen 7, they just did, hey, like, if you play this game, you get a different version of this Pokemon.
Yeah. Technically, that happened in Gen 4 with Shellos. But
That one,
they just
well,
look differently.
that's the thing. It was like the side of the map would dictate which one it was, and that was fun. And that was fine. Like that's just
Yeah.
where it was caught on that front. But like your system's region settings would dictate Vivian,
Yeah.
and that I think is the most interesting part of it.
Or what about Spinda and
That one's randomly generated. Like you're,
Yeah. Spinda's nuts.
yeah.
Don't you dare try to catch every Spinda, you'll run out of room.
You will run out
Multiple
of room, yes.
times.
I that's why I'm like, no, I'm only getting one for the dex, and that's it.
Yeah.
Came to this gym, huh? That can only mean one thing. You're out to earn some gym badges and take on the Pokemon League, aren't you? Yeah. Yes, I knew it! I'm so glad I asked you to do it. Before you can battle the gym leader, you've got to pass a certain challenge set by them. The gym test. Every gym's test is different. If you ask the lobby staff about it, they'll tell you what's up. Here, have these. When you use them, consider it me healing up your Pokemon. There we go, super potions. I can barely stand still. Guess I'll just go batter every trainer I run into! Oh, dadgummit. Feel sorry for the trainers on the way to the next gym. Welcome to Cortondo Gym. Let me register you as a
I
challenger.
got some stuff to do, so I'm actually going to head off for a bit. I may try to hop on later, but good luck with your run.
I'll probably be finishing up in about an hour or so.
Okay. If anything, have a good time at work. Then.
Yeah, well, thank you.
All right. Yeah, because I actually got some stuff I need to do.
All right. Take care, Data.
See ya.
And the voice chat is open. Ah. Take care, Gold. Let's see. Register the location on your map app. It's just north of the town. Now get out there and have fun. Thanks for stopping by, Gold. Alright. Alrighty. We've got the olive roll this direction, I think. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, sometimes the pop-in is a little weird, but it'll be fine in the long run. I love it. Like, this version of it is set up kind of like a football arena, but like, you never have that as a setup. Like, ever. Welcome to the olive rolling field. This gym test is about stamina. You'll need to push with all you've got to get a large olive ball rolling to make it all the way to the end. Get the ball over various obstacles, then push it into the goal to clear the course. Now that you're all filled in, you ready to start the gym test? Yes, I am. Because I am going to cheese this. Put in a wish for a good olive roll harvest and roll, roll, roll away. Now, prepare yourself. Gym test. Take on the olive roll challenge. 2, 1. Luckily for us, we can use our ride Pokemon in here. Oh. Dang, that almost worked. There we go, that worked. Alright. I thought I could get that one. Fine, I'll go around. Oh! The physics engine on here is just absolutely insane. And I love it. Oh, come on. I'm almost there. You could battle people who are standing in the way, but I find it more fun just the flip. Doing a little flippy dippy. There we are. Go, 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 go. We're almost there. There we are. Speedrun tactics, go! Alright. And I forgot to take a break earlier. So, one moment. I'm gonna run to the restroom and I'll be right back. And we're back. Even though I forgot to put headphones back on and in. Alrighty. Please report your result to the lobby staffer at the gym. Alrighty. And this... Whoop. Alrighty. I'm curious about that now that I think about it. Alright. Just go ahead and head on in. There's a couple of battles at one point that you'll have with your rival. They change depending on the city that you challenge them in, depending on the order of the gyms. So you could save the first gym all the way until, I think, the 5th in order, and you'd battle Nimona here. Ready to challenge Katie the Sugar Bug? Oh my goodness, that's a wonderful fitting name for her. Allow me to show you to the battle court. I do like that in Gen 8 and Gen 9, they actually use like the main battle gimmick as part of the gym challenges. That makes these games stand out a little more to me compared to the other one. X and Y, it was just like very few trainers even use it at all, and none of them are in the gym challenge. What a lovely trainer you are. Thank you very much for your skillful olive rolling. It was quite impressive. Oh, did I forget to introduce myself? Forgive me. My name is Katie, and I'm the owner here at the Patisserie Soapberry. Wow. I got that on the first try. Oh, that's right. I'm not in my shop. I'm on duty as leader of the Cortando gym right now. Forgive me. My name is Katie, and I'm the gym leader here in Cortando. My main line of work is crafting sweets as a pastry chef. Little sweets that bring happiness with just one bite. Bug-type Pokemon hiding in foliage. Both are small and yet powerful. Don't let your guard down unless you would like to find yourself knocked off your feet. I don't plan to... I don't plan to take any lumps right now. remember this correctly, I should be completely fine with one specific round. One round each, I think. Don't take bug Pokemon lightly. I don't plan to. Terra Fire, go for Ember. Totally fine. We go for Ember, and this should completely clear you out. There we are. One down, two to go. Let's keep the current Pokemon. Tarantula. Yeah, this is the one that's gonna give me a defense IV, or defense EV, but I'm not too worried about it now. Just want to be careful that I don't get too many of those Alright, and Teddy Ursa. Yeah, I'll keep going. You're quite good, aren't you? How should I roll things out from here? Like a burrito. Now, my little Pokemon, time to break free from your cocoon and come into your own. I am using a, I'm using a controller that is a third-party controller, and I forget that whenever you terrestrialize, the whole controller just vibrates like crazy. Oh, that didn't kill? Ooh. Feast your eyes on my shiny bug decoration, though this one is not so sweet. Yuri Cutter. Is this one the multi-hit? No, it is not. Okay. Thought for sure it was the multi-hit. Goodbye, Teddy Ursa. There's Gym Leader Katie. And that is one down. I believe our next one, we do have to do a bit of a flight to get to the other side. It's fairly easy to take on the early gyms, so I'm not too worried about battling, I'm not too worried about the battles on this front. At least for the early part of the game. Got probably one more hour left. And I think we can probably get two more in this round. Pounce. The user attacks by pouncing on the target. This also lowers the target's speed stat. It's not exactly a bad move, but considering what we plan on doing, I don't think we'll find a use for Pounce. We might, but I don't even think our Pokemon can learn Pounce. Hey, just had to tell you, my Pokemon are learning some pretty cool moves. Be ready. How'd it go at the gym, by the way? I passed? Yes! Haha! It was obvious you were gonna pass, but congratulations. I'm so glad I encouraged you to take on the gym. Nice job, past me. I'm training hard too, by the way, day and night, going all over the place to boot. Thank goodness we got the map app. It helps a ton with figuring out where to go next, especially in a huge place like Paldea. After all, the path to getting stronger usually has some strange stops and detours. Speaking of going strange places, I wonder what Arven's up to. Anyway, catch you later. Hope you know I'm gonna battle you if we run into each other. Hope you don't, starting out. Alrighty. Well, now that we've reached Cortondo and we've gotten to this one, we can fly here. What? What's our money at? Oh, I went to the wrong one. Our money's at 4,000. Could probably sell the revives, because I don't plan on using them anytime soon. Oh yeah, I don't even know if I need revives for this run, considering I want to do it with just one Pokemon. And if I do, it'll probably be like at a Pokemon Center or with guaranteed heals. Let's do this real quick. New tip. If you press the left stick of any of the Pokemon you've let out of their Pokeballs will stay put and wait for your signal. This is a handy trick for setting up the perfect Pokemon photo op. It's rather nice to know. Terra Orbs charge back up, and I'd like to sell. Okay, that could help. Pokédolls could help, but I don't think they will. As for your battery being frozen, I have a move that'll help me out with that. I definitely am going to need this for a specific fight coming up, but it'll be a while. Chest of berries, we can sell about half of those. I don't plan on using the orange berries because they're only 10 HP. Special defense raising item. I think we can get rid of this. And then we'll keep these three. Oh, Stardust, yes! There we go. Alright, I have enough money to get the other item that I wanted. And now we can fly back to Mesa Goza, get the item, return back to the route on the east side, and begin grinding attack. I do want to check something real quick before we go too far into it. We're almost maxed out on speed. I think what we're going to do first is we'll max out speed and then we'll switch over to the attack item. But I do want to go ahead and buy that so I don't have to sit around waiting on it. I forget how slow the bike is when you're not dashing. Oh my goodness. Oh, about the controller. I'm using a third-party controller that has Rumble enabled, but because it's not a Nintendo-specific one, whenever the Rumble happens, it winds up being so powerful that it, like if I were to put it on the table, would shake like, oh, tomorrow. Daily best day. Alright. Now we're done there. We can fly to the East Gate. I think what I'm gonna do is we're gonna boost, I'm gonna check something real quick. Alright, looks like this one's level 16. We're almost to level 16. I think we'll finish off leveling to 16 and then go fight it. Knowing what I do about this thing, we should be completely fine in facing it. I just do need to be careful that I don't get too many defense EVs from this thing. Oh, what do you know, Rookie? He blended right in with the background. Scratch you! So the idea behind this challenge actually started from a video I watched recently. On the YouTube channel M&J TV, I believe that's on the main channel. He had an idea of like, what if you could play any, what if you could play any region with any starter? Who would be the best one to choose? And some of the viable options for certain games included this one, which is Infernate for the Paldea region. And with the Gen 9 games now getting access to the Sinnoh Legend, or not Sinnoh Legends, Sinnoh starters as part of their allowable Pokemon, I thought this would be a great idea to start a challenge playthrough for it. And I did a run of it, and I had a couple of fights that I was actually having trouble with. So making sure that I have 100% on getting through here without any issues, that's going to be kind of rough. I don't have the right item on, buddy. I'll battle you when I have the right item. I don't know if I'm going to train the other ones. But having the other three just ensures that I'm not using any other type of Pokemon, and I have to use these Pokemon specifically for Team Star and the Ghost Gym, because they won't let you fight the Ghost Gym leader without a second Pokemon, and they won't let you fight Team Star at all without 3 in your party. It got the 5-time hit? That's just prolonging the inevitable. Goodbye, Rookie D. Okay. I technically could directly just run towards it. I don't think I want to do that, though. Change held item. Wait, where is it? There it is. Power Bracer. Let's give that to you. Alright, and Shinx, you are the physical attackers I need. The other ones I can do that are attack EVs are Nimble and Teddiursa, which they were a part of the last gym that I just faced off against. So I got 2 each from that. And then Yungoos and Shinx. Those two are pretty close nearby. There is one other battle upcoming that does have that. Or does have a Pokemon that works for this. But we're going to be focusing more on getting our attacks or attack and speed up as soon as possible, so we don't have to try and gamble with any of the options. Do a Mach Punch, if that works. One more battle away from... Oh, that's a great idea. Battle the Yungoos. We are basically one last battle away from leveling up again, which means we're at prime level to face off against the next... Oh, no, now we're one more battle away. What? Alright, that'll work. Fury Swipes. We are probably not going to use this at all, but I do want to replace Scratch. We might get to a point where I use Fury Swipes, but I don't think I will, considering it's a normal attack. And when you have loaded dice item, it does do 5 hits for effectively 120 120 power, I believe. 125 power, I think. It's either 100 or 125. Which is great for early game, if you can manage to hit all 5. Problem is that it's super inaccurate in terms of how many times you're going to hit, whether 4 or 5 times, even with the loaded dice. Let me double check that move real quick. Just need to check it. Oh, it's 18 power. Ooh. That's lower than I remember it being. They must have debuffed it. Also got 80% accuracy. That may not actually have been the best idea to learn. Because Scratch is 100% accurate, and even if you get 3 hits of the Fury Swipes, you're still less than 40 base stat attack. Not exactly great. Hasty Mint. Nice. How are we on EVs in general? Got a little in the attack, and I got some in the speed. That's not bad. Alright. The Titan Pokemon, if I remember correctly, is nearby here. May actually be wrong on that front. As to, like, where I'm heading. X Special Defense could work later on. Probably not now, though. A lot of the early game items that you get, you take them for granted, and then later on they come... I just realized I could hop to get that item. I think they meant for you to get that way later when you had the ability to hop higher. Or at least climb. I don't know. But that definitely was not when I was supposed to get that item. Heal powder. That actually is very helpful. In the case that you run out of, like, whatever healing item you need. I don't think I'll ever wind up using the ethers or the elixirs. They're better in prolonged playthroughs where you plan on not using any items at all. Or only using items and no shops. So that's fairly helpful, but again, we're not doing that kind of a run. I haven't even seen a Litleo yet. Where? Oh, okay, so it is a little further ahead. So I did get that wrong. We do need to continue on this pathway to Artisan, but we can head up here. I think going down this direction, there's... No, I can't get that item. I wish I could. Not yet, at least. You gotta feel for the limitations of the bike early game when you play through it again, but later game, you get a higher jump, you get capabilities in terms of speed, in traversal options, on glide, and on climbing, and you can even swim. And there we are. And you completely forget about the fact that it was so few of your options there at that given point. Okay. Well, you do have to kind of scare him up the cliff, and then you can go and fight him. And even though we're technically gimped by the EV band, or is it the anklet or the band? I think it's the brace. Yeah. By the power bracer, we're kind of gimped in speed, but we don't exactly have to worry about that because it's not as big of a detriment with Mach Punch. Alright, Mach Punch time! Not great. Not bad, though. defense fell. Anger Shell, attack rose and special attack rose. And the speed rose. But that is why we have, or defense and special defense fell. That is why we have Mach Punch. I can still get in and... That was close. That is why I have Mach Punch in the first place. It's a priority move, so I don't have to worry about being slower than the Klawf. Bag, we're gonna go ahead. I don't want to waste any of the super potions for now, because you wind up finding, like, so many potions. It's easier outside of battles to use the lower HP healing items, and then jump back into whatever the higher HP items are. And I am dead! I love doing that, just jumping right where the Klawf is. He goes and breaks the boulder. He just breaks the boulder and, like, nothing else happens on that front, but it's still fun to see. I am gonna go ahead and do this. Let's watch ourselves. Yeah, you're gonna watch me. Mach Punch! Well, this is looking a little rough. Shelter, let's serve up a helping of defeat. On the half shell. Ooh. Ooh. I forgot it knew Rock Tomb. Oh, that's actually very helpful. Thank you, Shelter, for using Leer. Rock Smash on Shelter. At this point, it's just a water type, so it should be fine, but later on it'll become Water Ice. And if it was that Water Ice Cloister, it would have taken so much damage from that. Anger Shell, attack and special attack rose, but the... Oh, and the speed rose, but the defense is fall. We just gotta be careful. Oh! Alright, cool. Sounds good. But counterpoint. There we are. And this is why fighting type moves are really good early on. Not only can you take on normal types, you can also take on the rock type Titan early on. And yeah, we're gonna let both of these guys evolve. Nice! Monferno wants to learn Mach Punch. Yes, please. Get rid of Leer. And Videl is evolving. And yes, I do want to learn Mach Punch with you. I think with Videl being... I need to check their natures, because if one of them has a special focused nature, then I should go for special attacks on that one. Just to kind of switch up, like, who I have in backup. Titan Pokemon are yeesh. Sure don't want like having something so tough out to get me. I do like the storyline for each of the pathways. They definitely went all out in making a really good story, making well-crafted characters. It just becomes something that's enjoyable. And you never know it early on, because you just think, oh, like, there's this kind of thing, there's this kind of thing. And then it slowly reveals as the pathways go on. I think the one that has, like, the weakest on that front is actually the gym challenges. Like, you get the chance to, like, learn about Nimona, but there's not much you learn. And the ideas brought forth in both the Path of Legends and the in both Path of Legends and in the Starfall Street, they seem a lot more rounded out story element wise. Arvin Original Sandwich packed full of herbs. And I'll even give you a badge, you know, as thank you for taking on that Titan Pokemon. Call it a Titan badge. Made it myself using a replica of the gym badges, see? I think this one is the Sweet Herba Mystica. Yeah, well, Sweet Herba Mystica is, like, the one with the stars on it. Every one of them has, like, a different expression, and it's really funny, some of them, like, what some of them are. What's up with that thing? It just comes out of its Pokeball on its own whenever it wants? That's how I've seen it. Hey now, no, that's not for you. Here you go. I'll be nice. Hey, I went through all the trouble of making that for you, and you just give it away? I hope you realize that's all there was. Now there's none left for you. That's totally fine. Aw, oh, come on. Now you're making me feel like I'm the selfish jerk here. Here, you can have half of mine, but you better savor every last bite. You already ate that whole thing? Now we have Fast Bike. Is it me, or is this thing sort of powered up somehow? Oh, I can't believe it. The power of these herbs really is worth guarding. If they had a big effect on your Pokemon, then I bet it'll come in super handy for that treasure hunt assignment we've got. Yep, that's what I bet. Well, you've both filled your bellies with some of my legendary sandwiches. Guess it's time to tidy everything up. Oh no, don't you worry about helping me. After battling the Titan, you've earned a break. Just leave this all to me. Though I'd be much obliged if you get a start on searching out the remaining 4 Herba Mystica for us. Yeah, I've got 2 objectives I gotta do before then, but I'll be back around to doing it. I really owe you. Okay, the coast is clear. You can come out now. We're not gonna dive into that just yet, but that is the first little hint that something else is going on. And then, of course, we get a call from the professor. Hello! I detect that Miraidon has regained some of its original power. It seems it will now be able to dash at high speeds while you're riding upon it. And you just click in the left stick to dash. Whenever you find your curiosity piqued, you should go and explore as your heart desires. All that you experience will help you grow in some way, great or small. Go forth on your journey. Take good care of Miraidon for me. I'll try to. Alrighty. Grab this, and the next town is right up ahead, but I do need to do a little more EV training before I begin. We're gonna take a look and see. Yeah, we don't nearly have enough attack to pull off the next bit. The next move we learn is Flame Wheel, and that'll be one that works really well for our physical type build. That'll be our only physical fire type attack until we can get the 2 best ones in the arsenal. I do not remember what Arcanine and Growlithe get on that side. Okay. Well, we're gonna back it up so that I don't overlevel my character. Or overlevel my Chimchar. A little of this is going to be grinding, but we should be fine. Caught off guard and couldn't move. Fury swipes. Just to save on the mock punches. Alright, level 17. I think I'm gonna go until level 20, because I do not remember what level the next gym is. And if I'm over-leveled by a level or two, then I should be fine. But even if not... Oh. Intimidate. Even if not, I should be completely fine. Hit twice. Come on! Ooh, crit! There we go. I got a better roll. Alrighty. Fury swipes! Fury swipes! There we go. 3 times. It's not exactly super accurate on that front, but like for what you need on a Monferno, it's not exactly a bad idea to have Fury Swipes go for it. Alrighty. And if you go backwards along the route, you actually get lower and lower levels. So your EVs stay the same, but your experience lowers and you have a lower risk of actually getting too many attack or excuse me, too many overall levels. Fairly helpful on that front. Come on! Yes! I got the 4! I got the 4! Alrighty. Oh, I hear it. I hear it. Do you hear what I hear? Where is it? I hear it, but I don't see it. Where is this gimme ghoul? Oh! Skiddo, I don't remember what your EVs are. I'm sorry, buddy. Oh, there it is. Ah! Gotcha. Alright, we got Shanks. For those of you wondering, no, I don't plan on doing this every time I stream. Like, I won't stick with just one game for each week, or, like, do everything each week. I plan on doing maybe one stream per week that's a challenge run of something, and then me just playing through whatever it is on another day. If I do 3, I'll probably do a party game of some kind with either co-commentators, friends, or even just the chat if we get enough people. And really and truthfully, I just have missed being a streamer. Like, being able to, like, talk with people, show off, like, have a record of my, my challenges in video games. Find it more fun to have an archive of your journeys. And streaming is one way of doing that. You get a chance to experience the, you get a chance to experience someone else's journey along with them, even though it may not be like as amazing as taking on the worlds in some sort of realm, or like actually being like going out and being successful in the world. I can be yeah, there we are. I could be kind of, I don't know where I'm going with this statement. I could be kind of aloof. That's what it definitely is. I could be kind of loose with what I focus on, but having an archive of things I've done and being able to look back on those moments, it's something that my family has done with photo albums, with some videotapes that we've had. Gosh, I don't even remember if we have some of the old videotapes anymore, or even if they'd still work. But for me, truthfully, like, I just like being able to have people along for the ride. And most of the time, if I can't have people, like, alongside me in, like, reality, having people alongside with me in spirit is kind of fun. Or even just over the call. Also, it leads to some funny moments when when heads collide in some weird ways. You get some really interesting things happen. I might be able to finish EV training by the time level 19 happens. Maybe. Yes, please. Come at me, bro. You have made my punch stronger. And now you are gone. It's like an it's like an epidemic. We have an outbreak of shinks. Mud slap. Ooh. That could be good if I run into anybody who's got a fire type move starting out, but I think even then, like, Rock Tomb does more damage than Mud Slap. There we go. Alright. There's a lot of strategy involved in making sure that you either one-shot everything or you don't take too much damage from it. And later on in the game, if we aren't careful about the items we use in battle, it will turn around on us very quickly. Hopefully that is foreshadowing for a funny moment when I go to put together the put together the compilation of all these things. Ooh, you actually defended really well against that. I'm impressed, Shinx. Probably have a defensive nature in that aspect. Or just really good IVs. We're gonna Mach Punch here. You are good to go. Check the summary. I'm almost maxed out on what I need. I could probably wrap this up real quick. We'll do that. We'll finish the run to the next area, and we'll probably wrap up there. I know I probably had just like just up to 5 people total throughout maybe the entirety of the stream, but even just 5 people, like, that's basically like having a small part. That's the same amount of people as a high school sleepover back in the day. And honestly, just having people along for the ride, I really enjoy it. Tackle again. It is such a non-issue at this point when critical hits deal so little damage. Alright, I don't want to get into battle with you right now. I'm curious about that. Can you learn Metal Claw? Use TMs to learn a move. No? Okay. Not that big a deal. I was curious. I didn't know one way or the other, but yeah, I wasn't expecting much on that front. And here's another thing that can help us out. As a reminder, the oh, I don't know if I can actually get up there. Maybe I can. Ooh, yes I can. Okay. Barely. I have to do some interesting move arounds. Alright. All around Paldea, you may spot gleaming crystals emitting brilliant beams of light. These are Terra Raid battle dens. You can do them online or you can do them solo. As you go throughout the journey, it becomes more powerful. But just by checking in with them, you get LP. League points in that aspect. They're basically free money, is what that is for me. Even if you don't challenge them, it is well worth coming by and grabbing whatever ones pop up. I do want to... I know I'm constantly checking it. I just want to make sure that I'm not over-leveling... Well, I'm not overly fighting one type of Pokemon with one type of item if I have already maxed out that stat. Go ahead and do another Mach Punch. Dungoose goes down. I do want to point out that was just like a genuine chuckle, like happy to be back. I honestly have missed this. Being able to just like play, like, in a sense, like leave behind a record for myself. I've loved looking back at my old videos. Like, I genuinely have good reactions from my prior content back when it was like specifically MindSightGames as the channel name. And, like, I was just there as, like, oh, yeah, I'm N-Sight. I'm a part of MindSightGames. And really and truthfully, it was me in most everything. But having the chance to look back on my reactions to to missing a 99% chance to hit, managing to pull Cosmos before the... before a certain point, using the Hattie voice at one point during the Conception 2 playthrough. I love being able to look back on those moments because they're genuinely funny moments. Either they're genuinely funny or they're just like, oh man, how much fun I had back in the day. I do want to bring up here and now, if you are keeping track of, like, where are your LPs, like, on those kind of things. No one really, like, focused on following along with them, but even then, if you find my old LPs of, like, Fire Emblem Awakening or Xenoblade Chronicles 2, there are 2 reasons those are not going to be coming back. First off, the switch that I had for... Yeah, we're going to go ahead and teach them both Fury Swipes, just to be on the safe side. There are two different reasons for why those Let's Plays are not coming back. For Fire Emblem Awakening specifically, the 3DS capture device that I had at the time, when I went to go record, I had set the 3DS down on the floor. And my chair at the time in that room had one of those four directional legs, you know, like the folding chairs that you have. They can either have like a bar and two legs, or like the 4 leg like sections. Well, mine had a bar and the 2 legs, and one of the 2 legs actually went and damaged the screen. It never worked again for the purposes of capturing footage. And it even made it super hard to actually, like, see the screen itself. Made it inoperable, actually, now that I think about it. So I lost access to all of the data from Fire Emblem Awakening. And I had a couple of other... I had a couple of other episodes, like, already recorded and such. But at this point, they're just kind of lost media. I don't even remember where they are. I don't think I have the... I think also the drive that had the footage from that got corrupted as well. So I don't even think I have that. For Xenoblade Chronicles, again, the footage was on a drive for a few prior episodes. And I had one incident involving that already. But my playthrough at that point got wiped because I moved everything over to a new Switch, and I only had one specific file for it on a backup account. The backup account got wiped from the original Switch, the one that I'm playing on now. And I thought, you know what? I'm not gonna get a better chance to catch up the team at that point, get it back to where it was. And I'd have different blades at that point. So I figure I'll probably go back at some point and maybe release, like, what I have for, like, the BIOS or something similar. But I don't think I'm gonna be... Ah, there we go! Attack is fully maxed. I don't think I'm actually going to be returning to those Let's Plays. I enjoy those games a ton. To the point where I did do both Let's Plays at the same time, and I actually enjoyed doing it. But I think at this point, the channel that this stream is going to be archived on, it'll be an archive stream channel, and then I'll probably do a highlight channel where I take the full runs of whatever game I play and splice it down to whatever I feel like at that point. Because I genuinely feel like going through a game and showing off the highlights, a lot more people will enjoy that. But the challenges that challenges like this that I want to be able to do work better when you have a beginning, middle, and end, and like the facts in the middle of it without all the extra fluff. So it's just something to think. It's just something for me to think about in the future going forward. I know I cannot make that jump. At least I don't think I can. Oh, I was so close! Oh, I was so close to making that jump. That would have been fun. I actually don't know what move that is. That could be something that could help me going forward, or it could be something kind of middling of the road. Like, it could be something that would help me in the immediate or help me in the long term, but I won't know until I make that jump. Okay, I can probably get a couple more runs of speed. Which means more rookie Ds! I feel so satisfied, like, being in a position where I can finally stream again. And I know I'm gushing way too much on this subject, but it's genuine. I actually like streaming. It was just one of the... Whoa! What? Holy moly! You can find level 25 Hariyamas out here? That's crazy! I never knew that. It's actually rather cool. Anyway, for the gosh, where did I go? Or where did I plan on taking this sentence? No, I couldn't make that jump. Okay. Yeah. Like, I genuinely enjoy streaming. It's one of the things that I wanted to be able to continue doing, and the problems that I had back when I was doing YouTube only and no more streaming, it revolved around the computer I had at the time and the internet speed. And now that I've gotten my own place and I've gotten something a bit more powerful, both PC-wise and internet-wise, it just feels so good to finally get the chance to live stream, be a part of the old community that I was a part of, in more of a creative way, and even try new things. Like I'm not going back to the same LPs that I had at that point. I'm not taking people along for the ride with, like, hey, you have to, like, if we're there, like, I'll stream this game and then that's how we'll interact. No, like, I plan on doing a couple of things, but I'll still hang around in Discord with friends and that sort of thing. It just so happens that, like, when I want to stream, I always want to stream, like, a different game or something than most times than my friends have, like, experienced before. Alright, let's see. Work? Okay. Oh, right, it's pure flying. I forgot about that. We'll do Flame Wheel. Alright, I think that is the max that I need for speed. Almost. We're almost there. The graph itself, when it turns blue, you are not able to earn any more EVs unless you lower them in some way. Through an item, or... Yeah, no, through an item. Because you can't exactly lower them in combat. I think I might be able to get one more run. Too nervous to eat berries. Yeah, that's not that big a deal. Alright, is that the last that I needed? Yep, that's the last one I needed. I do not care about the other ones. Alright, and yeah, we've got enough time to make it all the way there. Yeah, let's do this. They are renewable! Hey, Data had the right idea. The ingredients don't renew, but the healing part does. Oh, I think I remember actually, like, going and getting this. Oh, no, I know what I did. I know what I did. There we are. PP up. That'll help a little, but I would recommend against using those if you plan on swapping out your moves like I do. So as it turns out, with this game, Legends Arceus, I think there might be one other game that does this. You can switch out your moves from the menu. Like, looking at your Pokemon, you can switch out whatever moves it knows. The only issue regarding that is that whatever moves that you have known will not retain how much PP up and PP max you've used on that move. So if you've used a PP up on Mach Punch, for example, I have to check it just to make sure. Yeah, it would raise it. It would raise it from 30 to, I think it's 36 power points. If you were to change moves, Ember for Mach Punch, and then go back to Mach Punch, you'd lose it back to 30. So that's something to think about when you get the power point up. And usually on that front, that's better for whenever you're doing team building for tournaments or competitive, or just competitive in general. Because I don't plan on going into tournaments, but I do find building competitive Pokemon kind of fun. Or just making Pokemon that people would be able to do competitively. Alright, once we fight the last Pokemon, once we fight the next gym, I think in the next session, yeah, once we're finished with that one, I think after that point, I can go back and do all the trainers. I'll get an item for every completion quest that I do, battling like all the trainers along this route, in this area, and one of those I actually plan on doing is over in the desert, because I know the item that you get from that, and I need that in order to complete one of the specific missions. And Data and I were probably talking about it earlier. I don't remember 100%. But that is one move that I found. I was like, ooh, that is going to be very helpful in this fight. That is going to be very helpful in this fight. That's going to be helpful here. Squawkabilly might be worth it, but I need to go at a different angle, don't I? Yep. Freshwater. We'll go ahead and heal up at the Pokemon Center. Do 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 do. Alrighty. So that takes care of it for this run. For right now, at least, we're looking pretty nice. I know Artisan is going to take a lot longer to do the gym challenge, but I do at least want to go ahead and set up where we are. That looks to be our next round to go through. So, in terms of what I plan on doing next time, I do want to give you guys just a bit of a heads up. The next time we stream Pokemon Violet, we'll be doing the Grass-type gym. We'll then be heading over to the Dark-type Team Starbase, and then we'll be tackling Flying, the Flying Titan. So I think it'd probably be easiest to show this off. So we'll tackle the Grass Gym. We'll head back over this direction, and technically this would be next in the sequence, but what we want to do is we want to fight the Dark Crew base and then go to this Titan, and then follow it up with this Fire Crew base. In that order. Levincia will probably be a lot easier to work with after that, just because of what we'll have at this point. And then we can definitely do the Steel round. But after we finish Steel, we'll want to fly back to this Pokemon Center, head to Kaskarafa. We don't want to challenge him, and then we head north into this area, and we'll get a specific item that'll help us with the third Team Starfall Street, and then we can continue in a semi-correct order for the most part. That is all that I had planned for today. Oh. I didn't realize I was going to trigger that cutscene there. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and checking me out. Checking the stream out, at least. Next time in the Chimchar Only Run, we'll be tackling grass, and then continuing from there. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all later. Oh, outside of YouTube, people specifically watching the VOD, the day after this VOD goes live, I will also be putting out a VOD of tomorrow's stream. And then for those of you who are here watching live, tomorrow's stream is going to be a bit of a different game. Not something that you'd usually see from... Or not something you usually see from, like, most places on Twitch. But I enjoy this game a lot, and I want to be able to share it with people. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Now, I'm going to sign off for the night. Later.